Welcome to the SHN Sports Georgetown Eagles pregame show. I'm Kelly Duvall, your color analyst for the game tonight. With me on the broadcast right now is Dave England. Carl Schoening unable to be here for our pregame show, but he will be on the play-by-play tonight for the matchup of your Georgetown Eagles versus the Leander Lions, an important District 11 5A game tonight. One step closer to the playoffs for the Eagles should they win. And if Leander loses, mathematically eliminated from playoff contention. We welcome you and thank you for joining us on this show. David, should be an interesting game tonight.
It should be. I think, you're looking at your Georgetown Eagles sitting at 5-1. They've been in some dogfights so far this year. So I think given your senior leadership and the dogfights that they've been in and some of the experiences they've had so far this year, it's preparing them each week. They're getting more and more experience, and it's preparing them for what's to come late in the season. And this Leander game, like we've talked about before the game, is a big deal because they're you kind of talking about how they might have playoff implications, Kelly.
Yeah, and they're a balanced offense. They've been in some very close games. They're only a couple of scores away from being right there near the top of the district, so they've got some talent over there. They've just made some mistakes. Coach Price, whenever I interviewed him, talked about that. We'll show you that interview in just a couple of minutes. So it should be a really good football game tonight here at GISD Athletic Complex, Birkelbach Field, home of your Georgetown Eagles. And tonight is homecoming, so we welcome back home the former Eagles who have shown up tonight to celebrate homecoming 2020. I was able to interview Coach Price earlier in the week. Here's what Coach Price had to say about the Leander Lions season to this point and what they're looking forward to tonight against the Georgetown Eagles. Here's my interview with Coach Price. We welcome to the SHN Sports Georgetown Eagles pregame show head coach of the Leander Lions, Chris Price. Coach, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you, sir. I appreciate you guys having me on.
Well, Coach, we always try to interview the opposing coach. It's a Georgetown Homer broadcast, of course, but we like to highlight all
prepared to play because they're
and Coach Price for that as well. So last week, David got a little test from Anderson. The coaches and the players talked before the game about a potential trap game. And so you're thinking, hey, it may not be that trap game, but it turned into that trap game. And Anderson played a good football game, and it was a little bit tougher than Georgetown was expecting.
They were. I think, the trap game, it almost turned into that trap game. That I was glad to see the Eagles come out strong instead of coming from behind again. That's the second game. Of course, against Hendrickson and now against Anderson, they came out stronger than they have all season. And I think that set us up for success late in the game without having to come from behind like we have seen early in the season. We were playing at House Park. It was their house. They haven't had many home games this year, so they were pumped up. So I'm so glad we were able to get out of there with a W against a good Trojan football team.
And it was their season, their senior night as well. We talked about it in the pregame show last week. We talked about it prior to the game, but Anderson has some talent. I don't know that the game should have necessarily been that close, but every team has that kind of game and during the season, and somebody plays them closer than they should have. Of course, Cedar Park hadn't had that kind of game in district yet. We're hoping they do at some point, but every other team in every other district has that game. So you and Coach Griffin talked about it. You learn from that, you move forward, and you get ready for the next opponent. You take the win, you move on. It takes us one step closer to qualifying for the playoffs, and you take the win. And you learn your lessons, you coach up your players, and you move on. Leander has, I mentioned it earlier, a very balanced offense, about 196 yards passing per game, 163 yards rushing per game. Their senior quarterback, Garrett Landry, not that accurate of a passer, but he doesn't make a lot of mistakes with the football, meaning he's got about a 50% completion rate. He's thrown 14 touchdown passes, but only 3 interceptions this year. So he doesn't make a lot of mistakes with the football, but their passing game may not be their strength, but they got a pretty good running game. Senior running back, he's got 570 yards, but they spread it around a lot like Georgetown does.
Yeah, it should be interesting, with that quarterback to see if he's able, if we're able to come out strong again with all of our offensive weapons, and our defense is really playing a lot better this year when they're focused. I think if we could get on top of things early, then what we'll have is maybe an opportunity to force Leander into some tough passing situations where De La Rosa and Bizel, all the fellows in the backfield could have a fun night at Birkelbach on homecoming.
Well, I got the opportunity to interview Emmanuel and Daniel Obina, the senior and sophomore brothers who play defense for the Eagles. Had a great conversation with them. Here's that interview of the Obina brothers. We welcome to the SHN Sports Georgetown Eagles pregame show our spotlight players of the week this week. Number 31, Emmanuel Obina, linebacker and a senior. And number 42, sophomore defensive lineman, Daniel Obina. Gentlemen, thanks for joining us.
Thank you.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you for having us.
So, guys, it was a crazy game this past week against Anderson. Talk a little bit about that. Emmanuel, you start with that. So before we start with that, the reason why I wanted to bring both of you on this week is we've been calling y'all's name a lot on that broadcast. Most of it's in the backfield or after a tackle right near the line of scrimmage. So that's why we wanted to have both you guys on.
Sir,
Thank you.
Yeah, y'all have been playing some great football. It's been so much fun calling you guys and seeing y'all develop as the year goes. Emmanuel, we'll start with you. Talk a little bit about this game this week. What happened?
Against Anderson?
Yeah.
I just feel like as a defense, we could have played way better. I feel like just because we thought it was Anderson, we played like lower to their level, which messed us up on the back end, the linebackers. Everything was just not going our way. But then as the game went on, we started to like find our rhythm, started coming back a little bit, and then started playing Georgetown football.
Right. And you walk out. It's not the prettiest win, but man, walking out with that dub is
it's something.
That's what matters. So Daniel, on that at the very beginning of the season, whenever I was talking to Coach, they were kind of worried about the concern was the youth in the offensive line, and you're a sophomore in there now. It's a young line, but you guys have really stepped up this season. Talk about playing under those Friday night lights for the first time.
Yeah, our defensive line, it's like our coach really has us set up for success, and like he teaches us what he can teach us, but like at the end of the day, we're the ones who have to bring it on Friday night. And that's basically what I got to do. I'm a young guy. I have 2 more years of this left, But,
I can't wait, man.
I have to play like a senior because, colleges are calling like in a few years, I got big dreams. So, like right now, I just got to focus on each and every snap, playing on Fridays. And then, just bring it on,
Yeah. So, is this the first time you guys have played on the same team together?
Yeah.
So, how's that different?
I mean, it's pretty regular because, I live with them, So, it's like.
We've always talked about playing with each other. So since we were young, because we always train together, work out together. So playing with each other is just something nice and special.
I imagine there's been a tackle or two in the house or in the yard, huh?
No, right here.
Who wins that battle?
It was me, obviously.
Nah.
I'm stronger than him. I'm really stronger than him.
So do y'all give each other a hard time when you miss a tackle or miss a block or miss a assignment?
Yeah, we try to hold each other responsible because we know we're better than that. Because missing tackles,
it's not acceptable.
Yeah, it's not acceptable because that could be a tackle that could cause a touchdown or something like that.
Right.
So we hold each other accountable, which causes us to actually perform up to our standards.
We always set goals too. So every time we mess up on our assignment, we're like, "Hey, bro, you want to be great, right? So we got to get that stuff right."
That's good, man, and that carries over. That it doesn't end when you leave the locker room, huh?
Yeah, it doesn't.
No.
Never.
I don't envy your folks having to feed you two guys, man. That's got to feel like crazy.
He eats more than me.
That is true.
So you got a Leander team coming up this week. They're going to be hungry because if they lose this game, they're probably out of the playoff mix. What are you looking for in Leander?
Leander, I heard they got a couple people that can move the ball if they're given the ball. So I just feel like we have to contain them inside. If we can get the linebackers, our outside linebackers, to force everything inside, that will completely stop their whole game plan, and that would be great for us. We just have to play fast and start fast from the beginning, because as soon as we start fast, there's no stopping our defense.
Daniel, for you, what do you got to do other than go meet that quarterback in the backfield a whole lot?
For me, like I have a lot of high expectations for myself. So like this past week, so I've been performing pretty good, but like this Leander game, I'm really finna show everybody like really like it's homecoming week too. So you gotta bring it home for the family, for the team, you know. Gotta put on for the city. So you're gonna see me in the backfield a lot this game. So I got you.
Well, we are looking forward to it. It has been a lot of fun watching you guys play this year. And Emmanuel, I know you're a senior, going to be moving on, man, but it's been fun watching you play, my friend.
Yes, thank you.
Hope you guys get to watch the broadcast on Saturdays and check it out, because we have been talking about the Obina brother. Live.
I'll definitely have to tune in, yes.
I watch it every Saturday.
Hey, do me a favor. Make us talk about you some more Friday night in a good way.
I got you, of
Definitely.
course. No, I got you with the big hit.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I'm going to be watching you. So after that big hit, let me know.
I'm gonna point to the what's it called? To the camera.
All right. You know where the coaches are in the press box?
Yeah. I'm gonna point right there.
We're right to the right of them if you're looking up at us. So I'm gonna wait for that point.
I got you.
All right. You guys got any shout outs?
Shout out D-line, shout out coaches, you know, shout out my mom, shout out God, you know, shout out everybody who believed in me, and, you know, shout out my brother, you know, because he taught me most of, like, what I know now.
Yeah, definitely shout out the coaches. Shout out Coach Pat, Coach Kinch, Coach Aguirre for putting up a great game plan for us on Friday nights. Shout out Coach Griffin for being the great head coach that he is. Shout out my parents at home for just bringing us up all this way. And shout out to my brother, too. Shout out my teammates. Hey, that's it.
Well, guys, I'd wish you luck this week, but you don't need luck. You just need the skill you got. So you guys play hard, and we're looking forward to this game Friday.
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
Folks, that's Emmanuel and Daniel Obina, the Obina brothers. You will see them on the defense this week in the game tonight. Stick around, folks. The pregame show continues. Thank you, gentlemen.
Thank you, sir.
We'll be back in just a few minutes. We thank Emmanuel and Daniel Obina for joining us as the Spotlight Players of the Week this week. We have been calling their names quite a bit throughout the season and really wanted to talk to those kids. Two great kids, got great families, and they're a lot of fun to talk to and be around. Also, earlier in the week, we had the opportunity to talk with Coach Griffin about last week's game and this week's opponent, the Leander Lions. Coach Griffin and I had a very interesting conversation. Here's what he had to say about last week's struggles against Anderson and what he's looking for out of his team tonight against the Leander Lions. We welcome to the SHN Sports Georgetown Eagles pregame show, Coach Chuck Griffin. Coach, thanks for joining us again.
Hey, thanks, Kelly. Glad to be here.
Hey, I got to say, we were talking about it pregame last week. We really do appreciate you guys and y'all being so accessible to us.
Man, we appreciate you guys putting our program out there and putting our kids out there and giving them a little publicity. That's great.
Well, it's a lot of fun team to watch. So this game, coming off a bye week, we talked a little bit about it in the interview last week and kind of came to fruition a little bit, that potential trap game there with Anderson. Talk a little bit about that game.
You know, it was I mean, they were good, and they did a good job, man. They had a great plan, and they did some really good stuff offensively. And we just kind of fell asleep. You know, we kind of started out like gangbusters there for a little while, and we just kind of let them slip back in the game. And that was one thing I said, man, we cannot do. We cannot let them hang around, and sure enough, we did. You know, I was proud of our guys, the way they finished, though, just the effort, having to make a fourth down stop. having to get an onside kick. Those kind of things, those are going to be big. They'll pay dividends down the road. We got to get in a position where we're more consistent, and we do that every snap. That's just some discipline stuff that we've got to get fixed.
Well, it seems like every team, doesn't matter how good or bad they are. I think we saw it in the NFL with the Steelers this week against the Cowboys. You're going to have those games where you're not playing as well as you potentially can play, but you just got to hang in there and get the W.
Yeah, that's right. I mean, that's the thing. And this team's done that. And the games they haven't played well, they've been able to hang in there and get the win. And I think that shows evidence of their senior leadership and what they're capable of doing. And, man, we just got to keep plugging away, keep trying to get better, and keep trying to qualify for the playoffs.
Well, that running game with those running backs, with Edie back there and with Denny back there, that's something else.
Yeah.
You got to.
It's great, man. We've got 3 really good ones. And, Devin's able to come there and kind of finish it off. And, man, all 3 of those guys are really good in their own right, and then they do really good job together. It's exciting to see them, too, just kind of share that role. Nobody's disgruntled. Nobody's upset. For one, it keeps them healthy. You carry the ball 30 times a game versus carrying the ball 12 times a game. That's a big difference. And to be honest with you, they probably have close to as many yards as they would have if they were carrying it 30 times a game because they just got more wind and they're ready to go and they're able to put a little more effort in each run.
So I had talked with the SHN guys about this, and then I actually had lunch today with a fellow by the name of Nathaniel Funk.
Oh, yeah.
We were talking about it. It seems like with the introduction of Denny back there, it's made Edie an even better running back.
Sure, it has. And like I said, instead of carrying the ball 30 times a game, he's carrying the ball, 10, 12, 15 times a game. Well, he's just got more energy. He's got more effort. There was one, we probably left Denny in there one play too long last week. He had a big run. We came back to the left. We ran it again, and he ran out of gas in the middle of the run. You could look to see it. And we just made a switch real quick, and Ryan scores on the very next play. And those kind of things that we're able to do because they're fresh and they're ready to go. So that's really good.
Right. Well, and it's a question I'm glad I don't have to answer, but when do you pull that running back that seems to have the hot hand?
Well, we try to be on a more rotation basis, so just letting one guy just kind of get out there and go. We have a few that one runs one play better than the other. We have a couple of those. And then also there's just some things we want to do about getting them in the game. And then all of a sudden we see one, if he looks gassed at all, we'll switch him out real quick and put the other one in there.
Well, that's a great problem to have as a head coach.
Yeah, it is. It's really good.
And then the defense at times looked like, especially in that first half, looked absolutely brilliant. I mean, they were getting a lot of pressure on that quarterback back there.
Yeah.
Anderson, and you and I talked about it, they've got some athletes. They're just young.
They do. Yeah, they do. They've got some weapons. They're really young. They've got some weapons offensively, and they hurt us at times. That's a little bit of discipline that we've got to work on of just being consistent and playing every play like we play every play instead of waiting until it's second and goal or it's fourth and short and then all of a sudden, hey, we're going to play really great this play. We got to be more consistent in that. And we're working on that this week and just trying to get better as a unit. Got to get more consistent, putting pressure on the quarterback to take some pressure off our secondary kids. That's some scheme stuff that we can do, and then also just a little more effort things up front that we got to get better at.
Well, and this coming week, you've got Leander, who also, if you look at their record, you could say, well, this should be an easy win, but Leander's got some talent as well.
No, they do, and they're playing really well. I mean, they're a 1-point game to Maynard. They're a 1-point game to Pflugerville. I mean, they're really close. Coach Price has done a really good job kind of turning that thing around, and they're winning at their younger levels. They're doing it right and doing a good job. And, yeah, we got to go out and play. Again, offensively, man, they do a really good job running the football, throwing the football down the field. Defensively, they play a scheme similar to us, except they play a lot of man coverage. So they try to load the box up and play man coverage and kind of dare you to throw it. And that's not what we do great. We're not a great throwing football team. So we're going to have to depend on those receivers get open a little bit, but we're going to have to get some guys in the box, create some gaps in the run game.
Well, and it seemed like in this game this week, it seemed like your receivers did a little better job of coming back and helping Darson out if he had to move out of the pocket.
They did. Yeah. I mean, our receivers actually, they were unit of the week this week. They played really well. They probably played their best game. And one of the things that they did really well is they blocked downfield.
Yeah.
I mean, they did a great job blocking downfield in the game the other night. And, Cade Lachlan had one play where he had 3 knockdowns and another block.
Wow.
And, man, that's big time. So those guys were unit of the week this last week.
Well, we talked about it during the broadcast on one of Nate's runs that he had. There was a block on the edge that made that possible.
Sure, absolutely, yeah.
Tyler Fithian.
Yep. Tyler Fithian had a big one there. Jake McCown had a big one there. Brandon Bradford had a couple of big ones on the night, and just kind of setting that edge up for us. Yep.
So, who were your spotlight? Who were your players of the week this week that really stood out?
We had several. Emmanuel Obina was our defensive player of the week. Ryan Eady was our offensive player of the week. Cade Lachlan was our special teams player of the week. Our unit of the week this week was the wide receivers. They just did a really good job, of handling that. Probably our game changer was the defense being on the field on that 4th down, just sealing the deal for us. Aiden Valencia played really well. Had a couple of big hits, one on the running back, one on the quarterback, and then on the onside kick, man, the guy who's supposed to go get the ball, he went and laid him out, and he didn't come back. He was their best receiver, and he didn't come back in the game the rest of the week. And it didn't injure him. He knocked the fool out of him, and he was kind of ready to be done. So
right.
Aiden played really well defensively for us as well.
Well, Coach, congratulations on the win. I know it wasn't how you'd put it on paper if you could, but you take the W.
Win.
Yeah.
If anybody told me this point in the season would be 5-1, I'd taken them up on it. I mean, that's kind of where you want to be.
Well, and this week's important. You said the next goal is to make the playoffs, and this game this week can go a long way to that.
Sure, absolutely. This is a really big game for us. Yeah, we need to go out and win this game.
And mathematically, Leander's still in the mix. If they lose this game this Friday, they're probably out of it, so they're going to be coming with something a little extra, I would guess.
Absolutely. They got the first few wins. They haven't won a game in a few years, and all of a sudden they started winning a few games this year. They're 2 points from winning 2 other games. They feel like they're really close, and they know that they've got to beat us to have a chance to get in. And I told our kids this morning we're going to get their best shot. Best game they've played all season, that's what we're going to get on Friday. So we're going to have to be ready to play.
Well, Coach, thanks for joining us. Congratulations on the win, and we look forward to a great game.
Kelly. Thanks, man. Appreciate it.
Folks, stick with us. The pregame show continues in just a few minutes. Kickoff's right around the corner. Thanks again to head coach Chuck Griffin for joining us. All these coaches that are willing to take the time out of their busy schedules during the week, during the season to talk to us, it's so appreciated. So we go to our Doppler Dave moment. Dave, what's the weather going to be like for tonight's game?
Well, Eagle fans, as y'all have seen throughout the day, it's just kind of been a yucky day, cloudy, but it's still fall. And it's going to be cloudy, 70 degrees at kickoff. It's going to go down to 68 degrees at towards the end of the game. But increasing chance of rain throughout the game, about 22% chance of rain at game time, and then increase just a little bit throughout the evening. So we'll see how that the wind is not going to be a factor tonight. The winds are going to be light east at 3 miles an hour. So real quick, I want to give a shout out to this guy right here, old Kelly Duvall. Folks out there listening, Kelly is editing and putting together all of these pregame shows the week before the game. He's reaching out to these coaches and getting interviews and interviewing all these players, and it really is helping make this SHN broadcast just a sensation this year. So, Kelly, I just want to give a shout out to you and give a lot of love to you because you're just doing a bang-up job with these interviews. It's so fun listening to you interview these folks.
I appreciate that, David. It's a lot of fun to do. It's a privilege. It's an honor to do. And I'm just thankful that I get to do this. I love football. I love talking football. And I probably spend a little too much time talking football. But thank you. I appreciate it, my friend. You're a dear friend. And I'm honored to be working with you and Carl and SHN Sports on these Eagle broadcasts. Well, folks, our starting lineups are next. And after our starting lineups, it's kickoff time. Here's the starting lineups for both teams tonight. Senior Jacob Estrada. Number 8, junior Crelly Haynes. The Z receivers, number 2, senior Elijah De La Riva. The J receivers, number 1, junior Aiden Perot. The X receiver, number 7, senior Diego Gonzalez. And the quarterback, number 5, senior Garrett Landry. On defense for the Eagles, number 23, senior Here's tonight's starting lineup for your Georgetown Eagles. On offense for the Eagles, at right tackle, number 56, senior Josh Palmer. At right guard, number 54, senior Brian Hargrove. The center is number 58, senior Jacob Estrada. At left guard, number 79, senior Trey Flores. At left tackle is number 50, senior Connor Heffernan. The tight end and H-back is number 80, senior Jake McCown. Wide receivers tonight, number 88, senior Cade Lachlan, and number 3, Brandon Bradford, both seniors. The slot receivers, number 85, senior Cole Petter, and number 4, senior Tyler Fithian. Running backs tonight for the Eagles, number 23, senior Ryan Eady, and number 30, Nate Denny, a senior. The fullback, number 16, junior Tyler Hawkins. And at quarterback, number 8, junior Darson Herman. On defense tonight for the Eagles, the nose tackle, number 51, senior Hector Montoya. The defensive end is number 60, Jacob Noel, a junior. At the bandit position, number 48, senior Colton Washington. At the Mike linebacker, number 7, senior Noah Maidlow. At the Sam linebacker, number 33, senior Hunter Springer. The will linebacker, number 31, senior Emmanuel Obina. At safety tonight for the Eagles, number 18, junior Trent McConnell, and number 20, senior Saul De La Rosa. The nickelback is number 41, senior Aiden Valencia. At the corners tonight, number 13, senior Aaron Bazell, and number 6, senior Nick Grasso. On special team tonight for the Eagles, the punter and punt returner is number 88, senior Cade Lachlan. The kicker is number 37, junior Carson Sauceda. The deep snapper is number 36, junior Rex Lee, and the holder is number 9, senior Cord Sparkman. And those are the starters for your Georgetown Eagles. Well, folks, it's that time. Kickoff at the GISD Athletic Complex. We appreciate you joining us for the SHN Sports Georgetown Eagles pregame show. Stick with us. Kickoff is next.
Well, it's a day that we're not sure that we would ever see, but it is Homecoming 2020 on Friday the 13th. Pleasant good evening to you. I'm Carl Schoening along with Kelly Duvall. Cole Smith is our producer. Tara McConnell is out on the operation camera, and back here helping us out with everything else you can imagine is Doppler Dave. We're going to pause for the national anthem. A nicely done rendition of the national anthem, and kickoff is just moments away here from Birkelbach Field and Georgetown ISD Stadium. And man, it's no place like home is an appropriate saying. It's been 3 weeks here, Kelly.
Yeah, I'm glad to be back home. It's homecoming, so we welcome all of the former Eagles back home for this game that have made the trek to come back, and we're looking forward to a good game tonight. This is going to be a dangerous Leander team, because if they lose this game, they're numerically out of the playoff race. So it's a big game. Leander knows that. When I talked to Coach Price, if you watch the pregame show, it's a big game.
Yep, it is the 2-5 overall, 2-3 in district play. Leander Lions going up against the 5-1 Georgetown Eagles, and we have a fun one lined up for you tonight as the teams get ready to go. We were playing the pregame show, which you do a great job on, Kelly, during the coin toss, and the end of the coin toss results in Georgetown kicking it away to the south end zone, in which the Lions will be going in the direction of the north end zone. The teams getting their final huddles in before this game goes live on SHN Sports. If you are here for the Leander Lions broadcast, there is a separate Leander Lions broadcast on SHN Sports. So go ahead and find that one where you can listen to the great Chuck Griffin, Chuck Crazy. Yeah, you could stay with us, but
I love Chuck, but man, stay with us.
My partner here is a bit of a homer.
Bit of a homer. Hey, we're glad you guys have joined us tonight for the broadcast. We're excited for this game, and these Eagles going to have to jump out fast.
The Eagles will line up to kick this one away. Carson Salceda will do the honors. Back deep to receive our Laywell as it goes over to the left side, and it's taken at the 30, across the 30 to the 35-yard line, and this is where the Leander Lions will start off just past the 35-yard line.
Well, this Eagle defense, early in the season, the coaches were a little worried about the youth up front, but they've really started to gel. So tonight they're going to have to get after this quarterback, throw him off, not let him get into any kind of rhythm.
They are led by Garrett Landry, the quarterback, and their running back, Ray Egglesey. They will officially start at the 36-yard line. Landry in the shotgun. He is a running back to either side, and he'll drop back for a pass on 1st and 10. He lofts one up down the right sideline. A flag comes in as that ball was intended for Caden Wheatley, and I imagine this will be a pass interference as he was a little slow to get to that ball.
Yeah, there was a whole lot of white jersey in the hands down there. That was pretty obvious pass interference, but he was beat, so it may have not been necessarily a bad pass interference, so to speak.
And there's another flag back towards the line of scrimmage. Let's see what we got. 2 fouls on the play. We have a hold on the offensive line, and we have a hold on the defense. So that offsets him. We tried this one again. First play from scrimmage, 11 seconds off of the clock, 11:49 left to play in the opening quarter, and 1st and 10 from the Leander 36-yard line.
So in last week's game, the defense had really moved up more than they typically had the rest of the season. Now the safeties have backed up just a little bit, but they're still pretty tight to the line of scrimmage compared to where we were against some of the other teams early in the year.
Franklin is to the left of Landry, and it'll be a handoff to Franklin. He tries to stretch it around the right side and skips his way forward to the 41-yard line, picks up 5 yards on 1st down. He's brought down by Dre Langhorn.
Offensive line did a good job of moving out to their right and moving some guys off the ball. So it's second and 5 now for Leander, so that those defensive ends and the linebackers are going to have to contain that motion around the end of the line.
Franklin is the back to the right, and De La Riva is the fullback going in motion. Landry will hand it off to, no, he'll keep it as he tries to get away from the pressure in the backfield, but Dre Langhorn is there to stop him from getting any further, and he might have just barely gotten to the 40-yard line. It'll be a loss of 2 on the play.
Nice job by Dre of getting in there and causing some issues and really making it difficult for the quarterback to do anything at all.
So this is a big third down here, trying to force a 3 and out here are the Georgetown Eagles. 10:43 left to play in the opening quarter. Landry in the shotgun, Franklin to his left, and it'll be a play action. Dropping back is Landry, throwing across the middle, incomplete. 4th down, no flags on the play, and that'll go ahead and bring out the punting unit for the Lions.
So this is what David and I talked about in the pregame show. The quarterback couldn't get his feet set because the defensive line started getting some pressure. And that's exactly what this defense has to do, is keep him uncomfortable in that pocket.
Nate Denny will head back deep to receive this punt. Ball marked at the 39-yard line in Leander territory. And it'll be punted away by Ty Hill. Hill takes a pretty good snap, and it's almost blocked as this one will sky to the right side. Denny will watch it bounce, and it'll take a neutral roll out of bounds at around the 19-yard line. It is the 19-yard line where the Georgetown Eagles will take control for their first possession of the evening with 10:23 left to play into the first quarter.
Good job of by the defense of getting this Leander offense off the field. Good job by Nate of letting that ball bounce and not trying to field something and make too much out of nothing. And really smart of the Leander punter to kick it towards that sideline and keep it away from Nate Denny.
He has been phenomenal on special teams since he came in back during week 3. It's a jumbo set here.
That's fantastic.
1st and 10 from the 19-yard line. Herman will hand it off to Denny. Denny follows his blocks on the right side, finds a hole across the trenches, gets across the 25-30, 35-40, looks and hurdles the defender at the 45, and he is marked down at the Eagle 48-yard line. And man, he's a hurdle defender away and sticking the landing to maybe getting 6 points.
I really, really, really enjoy watching Nate Denny run the football, and he is just incredible.
New set of downs. They're not going to wait for the chain gang. Here's a run for Denny, and Denny is wrapped up and brought down. Apologies, had to get to the play there.
They need to wait for me.
they didn't wait for anybody on that play, but it results in a loss.
But I like the tempo. But Nate Denny is just unbelievable running back. Edie, unbelievable running back. We have an entire stable. Devin Ross back there too.
2 receivers to the left, a single receiver to the right, a tight end on that right side. Nate Denny in the backfield with Herman, and then they hand it off to Lachlan. Lachlan on the end around gets across midfield to the 45-yard line before he is dragged down in Leander territory, picking up about 9 yards, a yard short of the 1st down.
Kay did a great job of waiting for Nate Denny to throw that block out there on the edge and spring him open on the outside there, so that's why that run was able to be successful.
3rd and about a yard and a half here for the Eagles. It's a direct snap to Edie. Edie will take it up the gut, gets the 1st down and more. That's a borrow from Morrow 1st down across the 40 to the Leander 39-yard line.
I love the play calling. I love the misdirection. And that one, no misdirection, no nothing. Here it comes. Buffet Killers, move your guy off the football, and let's get that 1st down.
1st and 10 from the Leander 39-yard line. Eagles in Lions territory. 2 receivers on both sides from the right hash mark. Nate Denny is the tailback in the pistol formation for Herman. Herman hands it off to Denny, and on that zone read, Denny is wrapped up and brought down, making the tackle for the Lions. Well, number 80, who's not on the roster.
Well, that's one of the few times you'll see Nate Denny get stopped for a loss. Actually lost the yard on the play. Good penetration by the Leander front 3 to get through there and stop Nate before he had a chance to get ahead of steam going.
We'll call that Riley Dupree. Maybe that 60 looked like an 8 with the tucked-in jersey. It's 2nd and 11. Herman with the jumbo set in the backfield. The 2 fullbacks clear out to be receivers on either side. Pistol formation with Denny in the tailback position. Dropping back is Herman. He's under pressure immediately. He just throws this one away. But it looked like he was able to get it to a receiver, and saying that he trapped it incomplete to Tyler Hawkins. But man, Hawkins was begging to say that he got his hands under that before it hit the turf.
Boy, if he would have had a little more time, Jake McCown was open down the field on the left side, but he didn't even get a chance to look that way because of the pressure Leander was able to get on him. Now it's 3rd and long.
3rd and 11 from the 40. Herman has 2 receivers stacked on either side in the pistol formation. He has Denny behind him. Dropping back as Herman scans to the left, throws to the left. It's completed to Fithian, but Fithian well short of the first down. Will be stopped at the 37-yard line. And you think this might be 4th down territory here, and that's why they went for that short pass on 3rd down.
Well, or that Darson Herman pooch kick.
Well, that has been a weapon of the Eagles, and he would have to maybe angle it towards that left sideline should he like to do it. He's in a pistol formation. Now he clears Denny to his right. He sends Fithian in motion.
There you go.
Looks like a timeout or a flag.
Flag. It's going to be encroachment on the defense, so that's going to give us 4th and short. So
changes the play up a little bit.
Yep. Darson did a good job on the clap. Pulled them off. I guess they were expecting a relatively quick snap.
7:26 left to play in the first quarter. Let's see what this is officially. Officially called offside, so that moves the Eagles forward 5 yards. So instead of a 4th and 8, it'll be a 4th and 3. That might change up Coach Griffin's playbook.
Yeah, I don't think there's going to be a pooch kick here.
Bradford is isolated on the far right side. The huddle breaks for the Eagles. It's Nate Denny who's ready for the direct snap. Denny takes it. He's going to try and read his blockers on the left side. He fights for the 30-yard line, and he might have just gotten barely that borrow for borrow 1st down. Looks like the officials are going to give it to him.
2 Leander defenders got him around the waist before he got to the line of scrimmage, and he was able to drag them beyond the sticks.
So that drive kept alive by the direct snap to Nate Denny, and Darson Herman will come back into the backfield with a new set of downs.
Well, and you saw Leander collapse back there with Nate, so they may be setting something up for later out of that same formation.
Denny, the tailback here, McCown's the fullback. Instead, Herman will drop back and throw to the right side, and he just misses Bradford, who had to make the back shoulder fade turnaround, and that was a tough catch for the receiver. It's a tough pass for Herman, but that was pretty close.
Yeah, Eagle fans were wanting some pass interference, but I think that's one you got to let go, and referee kept the flag in his pocket. 2nd down.
2nd and 10 from the 29-yard line. Herman in the shotgun. 2 men in the backfield with him. Edie to his right, Denny to behind him. Bradford's the slot right. A quick throw out to the right side, and it's caught by Edie. Edie has some room across the 20, the 15, 10. Looking for the end zone, dives for the pylon. Give him the touchdown. Touchdown, Eagles.
Boy, you don't lose anything by pulling Edie out, putting Denny in, pulling Denny out, putting Edie in, and running Devin Ross out there on the field. Great run by Edie, great blocking on the edge. Last week, the wide receivers blocking got them the unit of the week.
And Salceda sends the extra point through the uprights, and Georgetown takes a 7-0 lead on their first drive of the ball game. And that was the first one. It started at the 19-yard line. That is an 81-yard touchdown drive, making me second-guess my own self up here, Kelly.
I was thinking we had punted before, but no, we haven't.
The Eagles did have a 4th down conversion in that drive.
Well, that's big. Now the defense has to step up, get those Obina brothers rolling, and get them in that backfield. Nice job by Edie, reaching for that pylon and scoring that touchdown.
Official had to take a moment. I think he was impressed more so than unsure of the touchdown, and calls it 6 for the Eagles. 6:43 left to play in the opening quarter. Georgetown will now kick it away. Back deep for the Lions are Wheatley as well as Laywell. Salcedo will take a 4-yard charge. Since this one high and short, one of the upmen will grab it at the 25-yard line, trying to take it across the 25 to the 30, and he's brought down after he crosses it.
Good job of communication by the Leander special teams then, because that's a circumstance where 2 guys are converging on the football, and we've seen them collide before, but some good communication. One of them deferring to the other and not causing a turnover on that pooch kick, which can be a little bit tricky.
Preston Perrine was the upman who returned it, and the Eagles defense will have to see what they can do against the Lions, who start at their own 31-yard line. I believe that's roughly where they started their last drive. Landry in the shotgun. He'll make a quick throw to the left side and across the 30 to the 35, and De La Riva gets it to the 37-yard line. Called the 38, and it's a solid pickup on first down.
Landry's got about a 50% completion rate on the season, and those are the kind of throws that give your quarterback some confidence and suck those corners up so they try to stop that short pass out on the edge, and that could open up a deeper pass later if the Eagles aren't careful.
De La Riva goes in motion, and it'll be a rollout to the right for Landry, and on the run he picks up the first down, throwing it to his receiver, who was on a stop route just past the sticks. That was Wheatley, and moved the chains for the Lions. Their first down of the evening.
Big first down for them. Defense is going to have to tighten up now and keep that quarterback. You saw they rolled him out of that pocket. It's because that pressure could start getting to him and throw him off, and getting him out of that pocket helps relieve some of that pressure.
1st and 10 for the Lions. It'll be a handoff to Franklin, who follows his right side of the line, stays on his feet after contact, gets into Eagle territory, and he's brought down at the 48-yard line. Clock still moving at 5:25 left to play in the first quarter.
I think somebody got a little stinger out there lowering that shoulder, and Trent McConnell may have gotten dinged up a little bit on that shoulder. That's not Trent. Tyler Hawkins. No, that's Trent.
15 seconds left on the play clock here. 2nd and 3 for the Lions. Landry with 2 men in the backfield. De La Riva comes in as a blocker. Zone read, keeping it as Landry. Now he floats one over the defense and just overthrows Parrott. Aiden Parrott was primed to make a play in open space, but he couldn't quite get the ball, and that will stop the clock at 4:49, bring up 3rd and short.
That's a well-designed play, nice play call. Landry just couldn't hit his guy that was open. He took the running back out to the edge with him, which brought some of the defensive backs over with him and left that receiver wide open. Good idea, they just couldn't pull it off.
Play clock down to 15. The Lions have their information from the sidelines. Relaying it is Landry. He has Franklin as his tailback. Actually, that is Ray Egglesey, and Egglesey gets the handoff. Egglesey picks up the first down to the Georgetown 42, caught the 41-yard line. It's a first down for the Lions.
Lions seem to be able to get something going on this drive. All these running plays, that clock is running fast. We're at 4:35 left in the first quarter.
1st and 10 for the Lions from the Eagle 41-yard line. And I believe this is a false start here. That'll bring this play back as they stopped it as it went. Just jumping a little bit early was the fullback in there to block. So, yep, there it is. Prior to the snap,
Yep.
The referee saw what I saw, and they stopped the play before it gets rolling. 4:20 left to play in the first quarter. Eagles lead at 7-0, and it's now 1st and 15 from the Eagles' 46-yard line. Landry has Egglesey to his left. De La Riva goes in motion. Play action. A pass out to the right side. It's caught and being shoved out of bounds after he catches up and makes the initial, gets back to the initial line of scrimmages. De La Riva.
Dre Langhorne got his hands up in the air and almost was able to tip that pass, but just not quite. But McConnell was out there on the edge, able to stop it for a 5-yard gain. So 2nd and long for Leander.
De La Riva was able to get out of bounds, stopping the clock at 4:01 here in the first quarter. 2nd and 10. 2 receivers to the left side, a single receiver to the right. 2 men in the backfield with Landry. He has Franklin as his tailback. Play action here. Pass out to the left side. It's incomplete, and must have been some miscommunication with Aiden Parrott, and nobody was in a mile. Parrott must have run a different route than Leander was expecting.
I always wonder who was at fault on that kind of play. Was the quarterback? You think it's probably the receiver because the quarterback's the one that's calling the plays.
And I missed what the play, I must have been a pass interference on the call because they moved the Lions ahead to the Eagle 26-yard line. New set of downs for the Lions.
Huh.
I didn't see a flag on that play, but evidently it was something out there.
Roughing the passer.
Well, the Lions catch break there, and they
mistake.
Inch closer to the end zone. It'll be a pass to Franklin. Franklin gets across the 20-yard line, picks up 8 yards on first down as he muscles his way through the trenches.
Well, now you got the circumstance where Leander's having a sustained drive, and defense could start getting a little winded if they don't put an end to this drive and keep them out of the end zone.
Delay here, trying to get the play to the sidelines. 18 seconds on the play clock. Landry has Franklin behind him, and he hands it to Franklin, who follows his blockers on the right side and stays on his feet for a moment before that play is finished off on the tackle by Trent McConnell, but that moves the chains for a first down as they get into the red zone and get to the 12-yard line.
Yeah, we got an injured player.
Well, we will take a break for that injured player and be back in a moment.
At our bank, we believe in doing the right things for the right reasons. For our families, our communities, our future, just like you do. We believe the right thing is more than just a handshake or a promise. It's a relationship guided by honesty and integrity. How can our bank help you?
Thank you for calling our bank. This is Jenny. How can I help you?
Member FDIC. Equal housing lender.
Hey, it's Chip from Hewlett Volkswagen. It's that time of year for fall, football, and family. And our family has been making it easy on your family for almost 20 years, like with our new Express online shopping tool, where you can find the perfect Volkswagen fit for your life and budget. This month, save $3,600 on a new 2020 Jetta S. You can drive away in a brand new Volkswagen for under $20,000. We have a lot to choose from. Hewlett Volkswagen, off I-35 in Westinghouse, or see for yourself at hewlettvw.com.
Back here at Birkelbach Field, it's 3:03 left to play into the first quarter. The Lions are trying to tie this one up against the Eagles. It'll be a Egglesey run. Egglesey breaks a couple tackles, looks for the end zone, but he was brought down at the 4-yard line, just shy of the first down. So he can pick up a first down before getting to first and goal.
Again, nice blocking by that Leander. Not just the line, but the receivers out there splitting a couple of guys, and it's you just got to get in the way sometimes, and that's what happened out there on the edge. Receiver just got in the way, and running back was able to run right past him to his left for a big gain on first down.
2:22 left to play in the first quarter. Landry will back up. Hands it off to Franklin, and
Nice.
That's Egglesey, and Egglesey is brought down in the backfield. Maybe he gets, it will be a loss of 1 of the 4.
Dre Langhorn on that tackle, and boy, he wrapped him up fast, lost a yard on that play, and good tackle in the backfield by Dre Langhorn.
Under 2 minutes to play in the first quarter. You'd have to imagine this is probably 4-down territory, although maybe they would take the points if the Lions did not pick up this first down. It's a jumbo set in the backfield. Under center is Landry. Hand off to Egglesey, and Egglesey hits the trenches, and then he is pushed back. I think he might have just had enough for the first down. Let's see where they officially mark him. Yeah, it looks like they might have taken half a step back and marked him short.
Wow, good job by the Eagle defense. That front, that defensive line right in there with Daniel Obina and the rest of the boys up there just pushing that offensive line back. So it looks like Leander's going to attempt the field goal.
Lining this one up is Ty Hill, who also does the punting. This will be a 27-yard field goal. Excuse me, it's a 20-yard field goal, and then a timeout called, I believe. They stopped this one
by their own coach.
Yeah, so icing his own kicker are the Leander Lions, and we'll take a break with them here on SHN Sports.
George's on the Town, a social grill, is a proud supporter of GISD athletics. Located just off of South I-35 in Rivery, George's on the Town offers an upbeat, casual dining experience that's fun for everyone. From rehearsal dinners and work events to happy hour and Sunday brunch, there's always something to do at George's on the Town. Be sure to check out live music on their pet-friendly patio every Thursday at 7, and of course the Eagle Nation Coaches Show on Wednesdays at 6 p.m. We can't wait to see you.
Back to live action here. Ty Hill will try again here from 20 yards out. And it looks like they're going to change the play up and try and get the Eagles off guard. And I think Coach nope, no, I thought I heard whistles. They cleared out. Here's going to be a direct snap going into the end zone for the touchdown. A nice play for Aiden Parrott. And he gets the 4-yard touchdown.
Leander's line did a good job of moving guys out of the way. A patient run, waiting for holes to open up. And Leander's on the board.
So Ty Hill, who was lining up for that field goal and ended up being a field goal fake, will now try the point after attempt with 43 seconds left to play in the first quarter. He sends that one through the uprights and good, and that'll tie this ball game up at 7-7 with 43 seconds left in the first quarter. We'll be back in a moment on SHN Sports.
You're ready for the future?
And the future is full of possibilities.
Because your dream home
is right around the corner.
If you're ready for the next step,
or 2,
or 3,
we can help. At our bank, we're ready to help you open doors to your future.
Our mortgage team is here and ready to begin your next step.
Doing the right things for the right reasons.
Welcome to our bank.
You belong here.
Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Many of us yearn for the glory of the field. To quarterback our team to victory. To catch the game-winning touchdown. But sadly, playing football is hard. What's not hard is getting a great deal on a Chevrolet from Don Hewlett. It's okay, fella. Everyone's a winner at Don Hewlett, but you still stink at football. Find new roads in Georgetown and at donhewlett.com. Don Hewlett, Texas True.
We're back here at Birkelbach Field. It's 43 seconds left to play in the first quarter. We're tied at 7 here on SHN Sports. Ty Hill will kick this one away for the first kickoff this evening for the Eagles. And it'll be taken by Brandon Bradford. Bradford gets across the 25 and then to the 32-yard line before he is brought down, and that's where the Eagles will start off this possession.
Keeping that ball away from Denny. They've been watching film.
So the Eagles, who were successful on their first drive of the game, get it back with 35 seconds left here in the first quarter. It'll be Herman in the shotgun. He moves Denny into the backfield to be the tailback, and a handoff to Denny, who takes it to the right side around his right end, finds some space across the trenches, gets to the 40 and is brought down at the 44-yard line, picks up a borrow from Morrow first down on the first touch of this drive.
Such a strong runner and a good job of getting out there on the edge and getting to that second level and taking on the defensive backs.
First and 10 here. It's a direct snap to Denny. Denny goes right up the middle, gets across the 45 into Lions territory, across the 50, the 40, the 30. Looking for some space. He's not going to be touched here as he gets into the end zone for the Lions touchdown.
Wow, what a run. What a run. Just keep feeding him.
Man, I wasn't sure if the Eagles were going to score here at the end of the first quarter, but they go ahead and tack on 6 more behind the back of Nate Denny, and then the offside called on the defense will be declined. There was a flag on that play on Leander. It's declined, and man, Nate Denny gets the first down, and then he gets the 55-yard touchdown run.
Great run, great blocking. Defense coming back.
Carson Salceda sends that one through the uprights and good, and Georgetown takes a 14-7 lead over the Leander Lions. We'll be back with more Georgetown Eagle football on SHN Sports.
You're ready for the future?
And the future is full of possibilities.
Because your dream home
is right around the corner.
If you're ready for the next step,
or 2,
or 3,
we can help. At our bank, we're ready to help you open doors to your future.
Our mortgage team is here and ready to begin your next step.
Doing the right things for the right reasons.
Welcome to our bank.
You belong here.
Member FDIC Equal Housing Lender.
Many of us yearn for the glory of the field. To quarterback our team to victory. To catch the game-winning touchdown. But sadly, playing football is hard. What's not hard is getting a great deal on a Chevrolet from Don Hewlett. It's okay, fella. Everyone's a winner at Don Hewlett, but you still stink at football. Find new roads in Georgetown and at donhewlett.com. Don Hewlett, Texas true.
Carson Salceda sends away the ensuing kickoff after Nate Denny's 55-yard touchdown run, and this one will be run to the sideline, and that'll be the final play of the first quarter. So Georgetown leads it 14-7 over the Leander Lions. The Lions will flip the field over to the direction of going south, and we'll start this drive at, I believe, the 34-yard line.
Lucky there wasn't a penalty out there on the edge, because there was it wasn't an intentional hit out of bounds, but a little bit late back there, but not. Refs kept the flags in their pockets.
And I was surprised they kept the clock running there. I thought there might have been 1 second left, but what's 1 second? Might as well just go ahead and move this one on into the second quarter. So, how about that Nate Denny character? We didn't take a break, by the way.
Oh, I thought we took a break.
No.
That's why I'm not talking. Yeah, Nate.
I was waiting on you to talk.
Well, and it's Nate, it's Ryan Eady, it's Devin Ross. You got 3 really quality running backs that are capable of you don't really lose much whenever any of the 3 are in there. A little bit different style with all 3, but you got 3 really quality running backs.
So the Lions now will start off the second quarter from their own 37-yard line. Landry in the shotgun. He has Franklin behind him. The handoff to Franklin, who takes it out to the right side and gets to the 40-yard line before he's wrapped up by a few Eagles. You can give your credit to either Langhorne, McConnell, or Hawkins there, but a pickup of about 3 yards, maybe call it 2, to the 39-yard line.
A lot of silver hats out there on that football and driving them out of bounds, keeping it to a short gain.
It did stop the clock at 11:53 left to play in the second quarter.
He's a good, strong runner, too.
There's only been 1 punt in this ball game. That was the first offensive drive of the game by the Leander Lions. Landry in the shotgun. Hands it off to Franklin. Franklin gets through the trenches, gets across the 45 and across midfield to Eagle territory at the 47-yard line, where he's brought down after picking up the first down.
Off tackle on the right side of that line, and it was wide open. He was untouched until he got 7 yards down the field or so.
First and 10 from the Eagle 47-yard line. Leander in the pistol. He fakes the handoff to Egglesey, throws it to the right side, and it's incomplete.
Defense really needs to buckle down here and shut this drive down and keep Leander out of the end zone.
Well, a lot of game left, though, here as the clock stopped after the incomplete pass at 11:27 in the second quarter. Egglesey is the tailback. The fullback is Haynes. Leander gets the snap, hands it off to Egglesey. Egglesey gets to the 45 before he's hit, and they'll give him half a yard forward as well for a pickup of about 4 yards on second down.
Well, it's a big third down for both teams here, so it's going to be interesting to see what they do.
Leander calls out a play, and looks like he'll have Egglesey to his right. Drops back, throws to the left, and it's completed, but short of the first down to De La Riva, and the tackle on the play. I believe that was made by Castanello. And this will be fourth down. Looks like the Lions are going to go for it.
Yeah, this is where that defensive line's got to hold their water and not jump off sides. They may just be trying to get them off sides.
Three down linemen for the Eagles here. Two receivers to the left, single receiver to the right. It will be a pass for Landry. He throws it just over his intended receiver, Elijah De La Riva, who probably would have had 6 points if he had caught that half a stride further. Instead, it's a turnover on downs, and the Eagles will take over at their own, I believe, 45-yard line, roughly.
He was
40-yard line.
He was wide open, and he just missed it. The receiver went over to the hot sideline and slammed his helmet down right in front of the referee. He's lucky he didn't get a penalty for unsportsmanlike conduct, but the referee understood his frustration, I guess, and let that one go.
10:05 left to play in the second quarter. The Eagles are going to add on to their 14-7 lead. Trips left. It's Ryan Eady in the backfield. Bradford goes in motion, and it'll be a Herman keeper. He goes off his right guard, gets across the 45, carries a few defenders with him as he gets a second push from his offensive line, gets across midfield to the Lions' 49-yard line, and it's a borrow from Morrow first down.
Good strong run by the big junior quarterback, Darson Herman, and they ran Edie, ran Denny, and ran the big boy.
5 wide, 4 receivers on the left side, a single receiver on the right side. First and 10 for Herman, who drops back, a one-step drop. He lobs this one up over to the right side. It's completed to Bradford across the 20, and he's brought down just at around the 10-yard line. A borrow from Morrow first down, and into the Smoothie King red zone go the Eagles.
Nice job, great throw. Great reception down there, wide open, hit him in stride.
They spot him at the 9, so first and goal for the Eagles from the 9. Jumbo set in the backfield. Herman has Ross to his left, Edie to his right, and it'll be a handoff to Nate Denny, the tailback. He tries to find some space on the left side, looks for a block, makes a defender miss, gets to the 5, and then is pushed out of bounds at around the 3-yard line. That is where they mark him out, and Nate Denny likes to have exciting plays, and nothing like turning a loss into a gain.
He just stiff-armed Chancellor Moody to the ground and then went down to the next level and had to have somebody else tackle him, but what a stiff arm.
Second and goal from the 3-yard line this time. Herman moves Edie to the left. Fithian goes in motion, and it'll be a keeper for Herman. He goes up the middle into the end zone for the Eagles. Touchdown.
Nice job there. And pulling that ball back and taking it in himself. Darson, great job of watching what the defense was giving and putting that ball in the end zone. That's a big touchdown right there.
Eagles add on 6 more with 9:16 left to play in the second quarter. 20-7. Carson Salceda out for the point after attempt. He gets the ball through the upright, wide left, and that will lead the score at 20-7, his first miss of the season. So the Eagles will go ahead and retain their score, their lead of 13. We'll be back in a moment on SHN Sports.
At our bank, we believe in doing the right things for the right reasons. For our families, our communities, our future, just like you do. We believe the right thing is more than just a handshake or a promise. It's a relationship guided by honesty and integrity. How can our bank help you?
Thank you for calling our bank. This is Jenny. How can I help you?
Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Hey, it's Chip from Hewlett Volkswagen. It's that time of year for fall, football, and family. And our family has been making it easy on your family for almost 20 years, like with our new Express online shopping tool, where you can find the perfect Volkswagen fit for your life and budget. This month, save $3,600 on a new 2020 Jetta S. You can drive away in a brand new Volkswagen for under $20,000. We have a lot to choose from. Hewlett Volkswagen, off I-35 in Westinghouse, or see for yourself at hewlettvw.com.
Back here at Birkelbach Field following the Eagles touchdown, and it's a kickoff that goes to the left side where Wheatley will take it, and Wheatley gets out to the 30-yard line where forward progress is marked, and the Lions now with a little bit more work to do find themselves down 13 with 9:10 left to play in the second quarter. Good evening, I'm Carl Schoening along with Kelly Duvall and Cole Smith to my left, Tara McConnell out on the deck, and David England behind us.
Dave just being the all-around handyman tonight.
Helping us out any imaginable way. Landry is the quarterback for the Leander Lions. He's in the pistol. He hands it off to Franklin. Franklin gets across the trenches. Langhorne hits him, loses his helmet, and then completes the tackle. Flags come in. I don't think he was allowed to complete that play after his helmet came off. Not only does he have to sit out of play, I think he cost the Eagles 15 yards.
Well, I can't stand that rule. I understand they're trying to protect the players, but he's involved in the play. His helmet comes off. He's the only one there, and they expect him to stop. Yeah.
You hate to ruin heart, but that's what that is.
Yeah, that's absolutely that.
So 9:03 left to play, and that ends up being a pretty big run as now the Lions go into Eagles territory and will have a new set of downs at the 41-yard line.
That's a big penalty. And that's one you can't really get frustrated at Dre for. Keep playing football.
Landry will pass out to the flats where it's caught, and lowering his shoulder before he hits the turf is the receiver on the play, Aiden Salazar, and he picks up 4 yards on first down. Salazar with his first reception of the evening.
Yeah, I keep going back to that penalty, and I understand they're trying to protect the players, but man, it's so hard for a player to just stop whenever you've still got your hands on the player when the helmet comes off. That's a tough call.
Landry in the pistol with Franklin behind him, gives it to Franklin, who goes around the left end. He is stood up and brought down just short of the yard to gain, so a big third down coming up for the Eagles.
Good job of stopping him and driving him back. If he gets one more foot on the ground, that's a first down, but they were able to push him back and keep that from being a first down. So 7:56 left here in the second quarter. This is a big play.
The senior Aiden Valencia was the one who made the initial stop and finished him off. 3rd and 1. And it'll just be a run up the gut, and I think they give him the yard to gain, which was the 31, and this should be a new set of downs for the Lions as Landry was keeping it there for Leander.
It is smart play. He hustled up under center, took the snap, and just followed his line right up the field, just enough to get the first down.
That'll be a first down for the Lions. Ball spot at the 31-yard line of the Eagles.
First and 10 at the Eagles 31-yard line. Landry in the pistol. And whistles blow this play dead before it gets going, as Landry had a play action set up.
Is there a flag?
I don't see what the official stopped. Usually that's a false start, and it will be the Lions who have 5 yards marked off against them. False start.
All right. Boy, Langhorne was coming in off the right side of that Georgetown defense and got his hands up, knocked the ball down, even though the play had been blown dead. But he had a clean shot if that play continued. He had that snap time perfect.
1st and 15 from the 36-yard line. Another false start here. This time it goes against the receiver. If you're a receiver, you're supposed to be watching that ball, not listening to any kind of snap count. So now 1st and 20 with 7:03 left to play in the second quarter.
Those are 2 huge penalties.
I was about to say, it almost takes away from the Langhorne personal foul earlier. I will say this on that Langhorne personal foul, every ref that had a flag decided to throw one.
Yeah. Looked like a flag convention.
Landry in the pistol will hand it off to Egglesey. Egglesey gets to the 40-yard line, and he is wrapped up and brought down at the Eagle 37. The tackle made by McConnell. And still a long way to go here for Leander. A short gain on first down.
We've been calling Trent's number several times tonight. Tara, who is on our camera deck right now, is going to be really excited.
Yeah, he's having a really good game, and we're about 6.5 minutes away from halftime here. Landry, play action, throws across the middle. It's hit up in the air by Langhorne, and then it's caught. Taking it across, it's Langhorne who makes the interception and looks for some help. Stiff arms the defender across the 20. Tries to take it to the left side across the 30. And man, Dre Langhorne got the personal foul that got it into Eagle territory by continuing to play with his helmet. This time, tip drill, he gets the interception, and the Eagles will have 5:47 left in the second quarter to try and add on to their 20-7 lead.
I thought it was Dre that tipped the ball, but
I did too. I saw a 2 and thought it was him, but it must have been somebody else on the Eagles defense who hit it up in the air, and then it was Dre who was the one who caught the interception.
Now there's a flag.
Let's see if this takes away the interception.
I won't take away the interception. Okay, during the return.
So holding on, the Eagle interception return team will back up the Eagle offense. I'm sure they're fine with that, though, as they look to add on to this 20-7 lead. 5:47 left until halftime.
Time for a healthy dose of the run game. Edie and Denny both coming out on the field. So
First and 10 here for the Eagles. Herman will hand it off, and getting it past the trenches and fighting forward across the 20 is Nate Denny, and Denny gets to the borrow from Morrow first down at the 21-yard line.
They're going tempo, not because of the clock, just to try to keep this Leander defense on their heels.
It's a run to the right side, and almost picking up another first down is Cade Lachlan.
Cornerback out there on the edge got a shoestring, and that kept Lachlan from having an even bigger gain than he had. That misdirection's throwing his defense off a little bit for Leander.
Second and short. It'll be a Herman pass. He pump fakes, and then he throws to the right side. It's caught at the 40, crossing the 40 to the 45, and pushed out of bounds. A nice catch and a borrow from Morrow first down to the Eagles receiver, caught by Cole Petter. First time we say Petter's name tonight.
Yeah, and he was out there wide open. He did a good job coming back and helping Darson out. Darson had plenty of time. Good job blocking by the offensive line, but Cole came back and gave him somewhere to throw the football. Big first down.
Herman, 2 men in the backfield with him. Will throw over to the left side. It's bobbled and caught. And getting across the 45 into Leander territory at the 40. Another borrow from Morrow first down.
Nice job by Edie making that catch on the fingertips and then turning up the field and lowering that shoulder, getting a couple extra yards. That pitch forward is actually a forward pass, more like a lateral, but to Edie, and he's able to get around the edge, and looks like he's got enough for another first down. Keep the chains moving. Once the chains are set, start that clock rolling. 4:09 left in the half. Timeout by the Leander coach.
And we'll take it with them. 20-7 your score, and 4:09 left to play in the second quarter. Eagles looking to add on before halftime.
At our bank, we believe in doing the right things for the right reasons. For our families, our communities, our future, just like you do. We believe the right thing is more than just a handshake or a promise. It's a relationship guided by honesty and integrity. How can our bank help you?
Thank you for calling our bank. This is Jenny. How can I help you?
Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Hey, it's Chip from Hewlett Volkswagen. It's that time of year for fall, football, and family. And our family has been making it easy on your family for almost 20 years, like with our new Express online shopping tool, where you can find the perfect Volkswagen fit for your life and budget. This month, save $3,600 on a new 2020 Jetta S. You can drive away in a brand new Volkswagen for under $20,000. We have a lot to choose from. Hewlett Volkswagen.
Sorry to cut off Don Hewlett Chevrolet or Volkswagen. We appreciate their support here. It's 1st and 10 for the Eagles from the Leander 30, and a flag comes in here on the end around of Bradford. Bradford makes a few men miss across the 20, but this flag's in the area of a hold. Chop block called on the offense that will negate the run and back up the Lion or the Eagles close to Lion territory around the 45-yard line. Two receivers to the right, two receivers to the left, and whistles will allow to start this clock up again. Herman will drop back. He wants to set up a screen, and he overthrows his intended receiver, who was Ryan Eady, out of the backfield.
Leander sniffed that out very well. That wasn't going anywhere, so not a bad incompletion.
Second and a long way to go. 2nd and 25. The Eagles at the 45-yard line. They need the 20. It's going to be a Herman keeper. And Herman gets past the trenches, gets across the 40, and gets to the 38-yard line. And it'll still be 3rd and a long way to go, though.
That's so tough to defend when you've got Edie on the field, you've got Denny on the field, you've got Darson who has the capacity to run the ball, you've got your receivers moving all over the place, and the running game's really being effective tonight. So not a bad job by Leander holding that to a gain of 5 or 6 yards.
Trips left single receiver to the right. Pistol formation now turns into a normal shotgun for Herman. He'll drop back, looks for Edie, and then throws across the middle. It's
there it is.
Across the 20 to the 10. End zone touchdown, Eagles. A nice snag by Brandon Bradford.
Nice job. Boy, that was a tight window that he had to throw that in. It wasn't bad coverage out there on the edge by Leander, but Darson put that ball right where it had to be, and that's big off that turnover.
Salceda, who only just missed his first point after attempt all season long. Gets the hold this time, and this time it's good. Flags come in as it was a false or offsides called on the right side. I bet that'll be declined, and we'll see what happens here. As I don't think the Eagles are interested in going for the.
I thought they were going to call a false start on Sauceda.
Not sure,
because he kind of took a step forward. Nope. I thought he kind of took a step forward. They may have been calling it on him, but they called it on.
They're going to retry the point after attempt, it looks like.
Did he miss it? It's hard to see from this angle. Yeah, going for two.
No, he made it, but they're going to go ahead and, I guess, go for two to try to make up for the missed point after attempt earlier. Looks like it'll be a direct snap to Edey. Edey will look for the end zone, and it's close. And a 2-point conversion successful for the Eagles. They get that point back that they missed on the previous point after attempt. After the offsides from the Lions gives them an opportunity for an easy 2-point conversion. Ryan Edey puts it in the end zone. 3:08 left to play until halftime, and it's the Eagles 28, Lions 7.
George's on the Town, a social grill, is a proud supporter of GISD Athletics. Located just off of South I-35 in Rivery, George's on the Town offers an upbeat, casual dining experience that's fun for everyone. From rehearsal dinners and work events to happy hour and Sunday brunch, there's always something to do at George's on the Town. Be sure to check out live music on their pet-friendly patio every Thursday at 7, and of course the Eagle Nation Coaches Show on Wednesdays at 6 p.m. We can't wait to see you.
Back here at Birkelbach Field, it'll be a short charge for Carson Sauceda after the Eagles add on 8 more, and one of the upmen takes the takes the kickoff and shakes off one defender before De La Rosa sends him out, and that'll be a return to about the 33-yard line.
Well, on that 2-point conversion, Ryan took the handoff or took the direct snap and jumped over the right guard. And I thought Leander was going to be able to stop him because they hit him right at the point where he jumped, but he was able to wiggle out of that and get that ball across the goal line. That was some kind of run.
3:05 left to play in the second quarter. Lions looking to cut into this Eagle lead. Landry will hand it off, and it'll be Franklin who gets into the secondary before he is wrapped up and brought down by Aiden Valencia, and he picks up about 7 yards on the play. Called 6.
Good job by Aiden. Good open field tackle there to stop that. I think Leander's going to have to start throwing the football, and they haven't had a great deal of success. 50% completion rate on the season for their quarterback, but
Landry will hand it off. The ball gets on the turf, and I think Franklin got back on top of it, but the Eagles were pretty close there. It might be who had more time in the weight room this week to determine who got the ball.
Leander got it.
Leander does get back on it, and it looks like they even got back to the line of scrimmage. And that brings up 3rd down for the Lions.
Little panic there when that ball hit the turf.
2 receivers on both sides. 3rd down. 3rd and 4 for Landry. He has Alexander Franklin III to his right. Landry will drop back, throws to the left, and incomplete. Ooh. That was intended for Joseph Chileto, and that brings up 4th down, and I imagine with the 1:51 left, the Eagles are going to get an opportunity to come back as we get a chance to see the replay, and yeah, nice timing on the hit.
Aiden Valencia in there on the hit and putting the receiver on the ground, not letting him be able to catch the football, and Leander's going to have to punt. Georgetown has all 3 of their timeouts left and 1:51 to go, so there's time to do some more damage if they can move that ball down the field.
It will be a punt. Ty Hill will send it back. That is a different back is Saul De La Rosa, and looks like it'll be a fake. And man, they're going to give the Eagles plenty of room here. As that was a direct snap to Diego Gonsalves, and the Eagles stop him at the initial line of scrimmage, and they're going to take over at their own 30. They're going to take over at the Leander 39-yard line.
Well, I guess Coach Price is figuring you got nothing to lose. You got to throw everything you can at them to try to win this football game and stay in the playoff hunt. So, you know, there may be some second guessing of that call, but I don't think you can blame Coach Price for taking a chance there and seeing if he can get something going here before the half.
1st and 10. 1:45 left for the Eagles to try and go 39 yards. Herman in the pistol, Edie behind him, 2 receivers to the right. Bradford goes in motion, and it'll be a rollout to the left on the bootleg for Herman. He throws it deep down the right sideline. It's completed at the 10, the 5, end zone, touchdown Eagles. It's Petter with the score for the Eagles, 39 yards on the first play. They didn't need that full 1:59.
Wow. Great play call. Darson rolling out to the left, just sucked the entire defense over there. And boy, Aiden was wide open. He had to wait on the ball a little bit, but then he did a good job of getting down the field after he caught that ball and shaking off a defender and scoring.
The point after attempt by Salceda is through the uprights and good, and Georgetown takes a 35-7 lead. It's been all Eagles here in the first half. About 1:35 left to play until halftime, and we'll be back in a moment on SHN Sports.
You're ready for the future?
And the future is full of possibilities.
Because your dream home
is right around the corner.
If you're ready for the next step,
or 2,
or 3,
we can help. At our bank, we're ready to help you open doors to your future.
Our mortgage team is here and ready to begin your next step.
Doing the right things for the right reasons.
Welcome to our bank.
You belong here.
Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Many of us yearn for the glory of the field, to quarterback our team to victory, to catch the game-winning touchdown. But sadly, playing football is hard. What's not hard is getting a great deal on a Chevrolet from Don Hewlett. It's okay, fella. Everyone's a winner at Don Hewlett, but you still stink at football. Find new roads in Georgetown and at donhewlett.com. Don Hewlett, Texas True.
35-7 your score. 1:35 left to play in the first half, and the Eagles lead it by a lot over the Lions. And the kick after the touchdown by the Eagles is taken by one of the upmen, and Salceda sends it to the left side, and out of bounds goes Lucas Flores, and he got to the 30-yard line, and that's where the Lions will have 1:30 to try and cut into this Eagle lead.
To this point, this has been the most complete half of football this Georgetown team has played all season long. And they got to keep this going. Keep that foot on the accelerator and keep this train moving. I guess it wouldn't be a train with a foot on an accelerator, would it?
We'll call it a Lamborghini.
There you go.
Trips left, a single receiver to the right. It'll be a rollout for Landry. He's looking down the field under pressure, and he just throws it wide of his intended receiver. I believe that pass was meant for Haynes, and it's incomplete. Stops the clock at 1:20.
Tried to sidearm that ball in there between a couple of defenders and just didn't quite work out.
Does stop the clock, though, for Leander to have some time to catch their breath. They're going to try and make some big plays here to cut into this lead. Landry throws out to the flats. It's caught, and then bringing them down is Aiden Valencia after Parrott made the initial catch on the flats.
With Georgetown being able to take advantage of the turnover and putting more points on the board, it is you're really reducing Leander's playbook. You're taking away what they're able to do. They wanted to establish that running game, but now they've got to throw the football, and that's not really their strength. They've been kind of balanced, but this quarterback's not very consistent. He has some good throws every once in a while, but you are really tightening up their playbook.
He drops back on the play action, has to escape the pocket, rolls out to the right. He's under pressure. He's going to tuck it and run across the 30. He's pushed out of bounds by Springer, and flags come in. Late hit on Hunter Springer here. I imagine that is a big break for the Lions.
Yeah, I saw those coming. Coach Griffin just pats him on the helmet. Yeah, it's just that extra little shove when you get to the sideline, and that just gets you every time. And 2 referees throwing their flags. Little competition there for distance on the flags.
Yeah, I think this will give an automatic first down for Leander with 37 seconds left. It's the last thing that the Eagles wanted.
Folks, at halftime, we've got an interview for you with Dr. Fred Brent, GISD.
2,000 to play, both on the defense. Holding, defense, number 18. Dead ball, personal foul, late hit out of bounds. Defense, number 33. Both penalties will be enforced. Automatic, first down.
Wow. So that moves the ball, almost flips the field all the way to the Eagles' 40-yard line, and 37 seconds left instead of a punting unit coming out. New life breathed into this drive, and 4 wide and a single man in the backfield with Landry here on 1st and 10 from the Eagles 40. Dropping back is Landry. A screen set up for Egglesey, and Egglesey seems to have tripped before he's officially brought down by Springer at the 38-yard line. Pick of 2.
They had the screen set up out there.
Timeout called here by Leander.
They had the screen set up nicely out there, but he just stumbled a little bit, and it cost him.
And that's why they used the timeout to stop the clock here at 28 seconds left. Eagles have all 3 timeouts left as the sponsors come up, where I believe the normal, Eagles have all 3 timeouts left. Leander has no timeouts left. I do like the new graphics, as it used to be a good old just TOL on the scoreboard. Now it's kind of like the ESPN.
Dashes.
Yeah.
3 dashes.
So that is the last timeout for the Lions. Eagles, just indicative of their play, haven't needed to use one.
Right. And we talked about the completeness of the first half so far, but now it's a little sloppy on the defense. 2 penalties, both enforced, and that's the right call because the second penalty was after the play, so 25 yards down the field, it's 2nd down.
2nd and 8, ball at the Eagles' 38-yard line. Landry will send Parrott in motion left to right and back into the slot. De La Riva goes in motion left to right. Parrott rolls out to the right, throws to De La Riva, and it's almost intercepted by 2 Eagles as it goes through the hands of 2 different Eagle defenders. Grasso was the one who had the best chance. It just bounces out of his lap, and that's almost one of those things where if it wasn't deflected, Grasso might be running that one back for 6.
Yeah, he had a lot of green in front of him. Folks, a little update. There's only two other games in District 11, 5A Division 1. Manor lost to Wise yesterday, 41-6. And then in the other game that's going on tonight, Hendrickson leads Anderson 28-10 midway through the 2nd quarter.
Thank you for that update of scores around the area, as it'll be 3rd and 7. Landry on the play action drops back. He rolls out to the right, looks down the field, throws down the right side, and it's broken up on the play, and knocking that one to the turf is Ricky Castaneo.
I thought that was Valencia out there on that play.
Number 11.
All right.
Oh, Valencia is what the they said over the PA, so
yeah,
we'll go with that.
That 4 on his jersey is kind of narrow, and he's facing us right now, and from a distance it does look like a 1, but
we'll go with Aiden Valencia and call that an error on my part. 16 seconds left. That is a fact here in the first half, and the Lions are going to go for it on 4th down. It'll be a rollout to the right for Landry. He's looking down the field. And He's going to be wrapped up and pushed out of bounds, and Noah Maidlow was there under pressure, and that'll be a turnover on downs with 10 seconds left. I think the Eagles might be content with taking a knee here and going into the locker rooms and starting our homecoming festivities.
I don't know. The offensive coaches still have their headsets on. They took them off. I guess the decision's been made. We sit right next to the coaches, folks, so we get a little bit of extra here about kind of what's going on. I thought they were going to start walking out, but now they're hanging around. They may, it's not going to be a victory formation.
Does look like they will try at least one more play. Prevent defense brought on by the Lions.
They're going to get a free
rolls
play.
out to the left, throws it to the left side. It's caught, and then spinning out of bounds is Cade Laughlin at the Lions 45. 5 seconds left. He set a free play because of an offsides, and then that'll be declined. And Eagles will move out to the Lions 45-yard line. And sometimes that prevent with 2 plays left is not always the best thing to do, because that gives the Lions or the Eagles plenty of stuff here.
Yeah, a couple of years ago, the New York Giants ran a play. I wish somebody would duplicate it, but they were playing the Cowboys, and it was a Hail Mary, but they threw it short and had blockers down the field and scored.
Trips to the right, a single receiver to the left. Herman will drop back with 5 seconds left in the half, which it now hits 0 as he rolls out to the right, and he just kind of throws this one away. The Eagles will take a 35-7 lead into the locker rooms. It's halftime and it's homecoming. We'll be back with the halftime show here on SHN Sports.
May have to put my glasses back on.
Yeah, I got you. We welcome to the SHN Sports Georgetown Eagles halftime show Dr. Fred Brent, GISD Superintendent. Dr. Brent, thanks for joining us.
Happy to be here, sir.
Hey, so we'll talk a little football in a little bit, but with
Ladies and gentlemen, the Georgetown Independent School District is proud to present the Georgetown High School Eagle Marching Band, Color Guard, and Georgette for the 2020 edition of Eagle Homecoming Halftime. The band would like to thank our generous sponsors, Private Texas Irrigation and Landscaping. Visit them at irrigationtexas.com. AMD Pools, visit them at amdpools.com. Kimberly Wolfman at Wolf Real Estate. Visit him at wolfrealestateteam.com. CD Bradshaw and Associates DC. Visit Carrie at cdbradshaw.com. Thank you, sponsors. The Georgette would like to thank their sponsors, Attorney Mark Morales, Harry White Protector, and of course, the Jets would also like to thank the Booster Club and board for all their hard work. Grace and Molly, thank you for always working so hard behind the scenes. You're amazing managers. Thank you for your support. It is with the greatest of pleasure that I introduce you to the award-winning Sweethearts of Georgetown, the Georgettes. The Georgia officers are Lieutenant Lily Mae Dockery, Lieutenant Anna Kate Seaback, First Lieutenant Amelia Federico, and wearing the silver hat, your 2021 Georgia.
Man, I have to put my glasses back on.
Yeah, I got you.
In spite of the fact that we've been dealing with the whole pandemic, COVID-19, what the school year has done is revealed the strength of our community. I would wager that our school district is navigating this as well, if not better than most. So our kids are engaging, our teachers are working harder than ever before, and our principals, our entire district staff is just so committed to our kids. They're working so hard. We're having as good a year, I believe, as one can have in a pandemic. And I do believe it's actually going to make us stronger when we're done with this.
So it seems like, you know my wife and I hear the planning that's going on in the district through her and through the various people that I know in the district. And you try to long-term plan, but it seems like it's almost impossible to long-term plan right now. It's like it's all just day to day.
Yeah. You know, the best laid plans, right? Things change very regularly. And so what has been exciting to just see the depth of our people and how agile we've been as an organization. As you know, it's tough to make changes in public education. Yeah. We've made more changes and more adjustments and have navigated more new things. And our people have done it very, very well. And I believe it's because they're committed to our kiddos and our community. But yes, we'll make plans, and next thing you know, it changes very quickly, and we're just trying to communicate when it does. But I'm amazed at the flexibility, our community, and the grace that our community's shown. I mean, guys, our people have been great.
Well, it's going to be a circumstance where we're going to learn a lot about operations in various industries. And what do you think GISD is going to take from this and use in the future that has proven to be very effective in trying to deal with the pandemic, but also useful in the future?
Yeah, I think one of the things this has done is revealed how different our children's future is from what school was originally built to produce.
Right.
Schools were originally built to produce, back in the day, factory workers, right? That's what they were for years and years ago. Today, we are seeing that kids and families are wanting a more customized experience in their learning. And we are seeing that technology can afford that. It's been very challenging for our teachers to have to learn and do double duty with in-person and remote. And it's not sustainable to expect them to be able to do that long term. But what we think we'll see from this is that our kids will have more personalized learning experiences down the road. But I think it's revealing opportunities for us to learn and adjust and sort of break down some old things and build some new.
So in the past, whenever you had a kid that was homebound due to illness or something, a lot of times the work it gets sent home. Could this potentially change how that homebound student winds up dealing with missing the in-person schooling?
So we have been wondering throughout all this is that if after COVID we have a complete online experience, remote learning experience for students. In other words, we might have and guys this is just me talking, right. But what you could see a remote learning school hub, if you will, in GIC, like a GIC remote school.
Right.
And I would not be surprised if you see that after this, because there are some families who are doing this and are successful and it's meeting their specific needs. And there are different reasons why kids are on remote learning. We also know that some students who've chosen remote learning aren't as successful as they hope they would be. And we really need to get them back in school. But I do believe that if students are able to handle it, that there may be a remote learning permanently in Georgetown ISD for some families who need it.
Well, and this has forced a lot of people, not just in the education industry, but in a lot of industries, especially older generations in the industries who are a bit resistant to technology. This has forced just a baptism of technology for a lot of people.
Yeah, and when you and I are talking, I'm just thinking about good old Mama Duvall over there. And I know she's been working like crazy. She loves her kiddos and all of her, a lot of our teachers have had to learn so many things that they weren't expecting to learn. Although when our teachers decide they want to learn something, they're going to figure it out regardless of their age. Now, what I do think this has done is we were going to be moving in a more digitally driven direction with certain things. And I think that COVID has just forced us to move there more quickly. Like we had bond funds set aside to start navigating one-to-one technology. Well, now we had to fast forward that work. So what I feel for our teachers is that they've had to learn some things and implement some things more urgently than we would have preferred for it to have happened, and which would have made it probably a better experience. So, man, our teachers have just had to, you're right, they've had to just take on new stuff more quickly than we expected. But golly, I mean, Kelly, they're working hard and they're doing great. So,
yeah, it's funny because the time that my wife has had to spend at home working, it seems like it's even more time working than whenever it was whatever normal used to be. And I think a lot of the teachers are going through that.
I think every principal, every teacher, every one of my district, every employee that I work beside, whether it's at Hamlin Center or every principal I know and every teacher, I will tell you, every contract employee that's responsible for teaching and learning or leading teaching and learning, they're working more hours than they've ever worked in their life. I have members of my district leadership team that from spring break to now they don't miss a day. They never miss a day, never missed a beat. They were here and they didn't take vacations. They've been here around the clock. In the summer, we didn't leave work till after 7 o'clock at night. And right now I'm really out of the office, early, and our teachers are doing the same thing. Everyone is. And it's not sustainable to expect teachers to be able to do this type of work every year. It's like, this is a really, really hard year. We're doing a survey to see if there's some adjustments we can make to the year for our families and students and staff. But we know that this model for this COVID emergency model is not something we can replicate every year. We'll have to make adjustments.
Right. Well, Dr. Brent, we appreciate, as a parent who's had kids in this district and as a husband who has a wife in this district, we greatly appreciate what you and all your staff and all the faculty and staff and all the crews at all the schools are doing for our kiddos to keep them safe.
Hey, man, we appreciate you. We love Georgetown. We do love Georgetown, and we'll do all we can to help our community. And we say Eagle fight never dies, right?
That's right. And now a little bit of the football part of it. Your son's putting that G helmet on his head.
Yeah.
How's that? You were standing right next to me Friday, and there was some nervousness there at the end.
Yeah. I think the best way to explain that is sports changed my life. And as a dad, it's been great to see my kids engage in something, whether it's band, athletics, any fine arts, extracurricular.
Right.
So what I love about GHS football, what I love about Patriot, all of our high school programs is I believe we have really good men and women that love our kids. And so the most important thing to me about my son playing Georgetown High School football is that the men who are pouring into his life, I know that they love him and they genuinely care about him. And he's learning discipline. He's learning so many skills that are right along with our learning profile. So we need to win a little more easily. However, I am, they don't need to test us as much as they've been testing our patience lately. We need to just come on, blow them out, just blow somebody out, right? But we love the experience that Alex is having at Georgetown High School and that Abby is having at Georgetown High School with their athletic programs. And Eagle football has been fun. We have 3 running backs that can go, and it's been fun to watch. So
we have people talk all the time about a stable of running backs. We have a stable of running backs because you're not losing anything when you put any of them in.
Yeah, I realize there's going to be a time when we play some people that we may not be able to run it all the time, but holy cow, with those 3, man, they just keep on going. They're good.
Yeah, it makes you almost wish you were running a wishbone with those 3.
I'm sure Coach Beatty would love to hear you say that because I don't think that's his style.
No, not really the style.
He's too young to know what the wishbone is.
Daryl who?
Yeah. Who's that? Wishbone.
Yeah. Well, Dr. Brent, we greatly appreciate you taking the time. I know you're very busy. It's a Friday during the school year, and every day is busy, but we appreciate you taking the time to join us here on SHN Sports.
Hey, man, thank you. Love you guys. Appreciate what you do for us.
Well, we enjoy it, and it's always good to talk to you, sir. It's fun to talk to you.
Yes, sir. You too.
Have a great day, folks. Stay with us. Second half kickoff is right around the corner.
Directors of the Georgetown High School Eagle Marching Band are Justin Smith and Weston Schulte. Director of Percussion is Jed Leach. Director of Color Guard is Rich Scruggs. Marching band techs for the Eagle Band are Logan Stone and Hope Morris. The percussion tech for Eagle Band is J.J. Prairie. Color Guard staff includes Marcos Vargas and Kiara Suarez. The Eagle Band would like to thank our Superintendent of Schools, Dr. Fred Brandt, and the Principal of Georgetown High School, Mr. Brian Johnson. We'd also like to thank our fabulous fine arts staff. The GISD Director of Fine Arts is Miss Carol Watson. Administrative Assistant for Fine Arts is Amy Holmes. And Fine Arts Secretary is Gretchen Parker. Now, ladies and gentlemen, please help us welcome our 2020 homecoming court and their escorts. Our 2020 King nominees are, representing band, is Jerry Curtin, escorted by Once again, representing band is Jerry Curtin, escorted by his mom, Karen Curtin. Representing National Honor Society is Aaron Bazell, escorted by his mom, Hannah Bazell. Representing football is Josh Richardson, escorted by his mom, Kristen Brown. Representing soccer is Rigo Serna, escorted by his mom, Margarita Serna. Now, please welcome our 2023 nominees. Representing band is Sophia Cortez, escorted by her father, Gerardo Cortez. Representing soccer is Taylor Mendelson, escorted by her father, Brian Mendelson. Representing softball is Hannah Brinko, escorted by her father, Robbie Brinko. Representing girls track is Reese Johnson, escorted by her father, Keelan Johnson. The homecoming queen will be crowned by our principal, Mr. Brian Johnson. Ladies and gentlemen, please give a thunderous round of applause for our 2020 Georgetown High School homecoming king, Jerry Curtin. Jerry is representing the band. And now,
Your 2020 Georgetown High School homecoming queen is Sophia Cortez, representing Congratulations, Jerry and Sophia.
Now that's the sound of Eagle football. While the Eagles deliver on the field, Extraco delivers off the field. Whether it's opening up a small business, growing your business, retirement, or something simpler, we'll work with you to make it a reality. Let's build some dreams. To learn more, visit extracobanks.com. Extraco Banks is a member FDIC. The Oak Ridge Disciple House is a proud supporter of Central Texas high school football. The Oak Ridge Disciple House is a faith-based, nonprofit 501c3 Christian character building ministry helping men 18 and older who are suffering from drug and alcohol addiction. If you or someone you know needs help, there is light at the end of the tunnel. That light can be found through the Oak Ridge Disciple House. For more information, please visit oakridgedisciplehouse.com.
Hey y'all, this is Michelle with Schlotzsky's. I've been here since 1997 when we opened our doors right here in Georgetown. As a lifelong resident that is dedicated to this community, I am passionate about our customers here in Georgetown. At Schlotzsky's, we make our buns fresh from scratch. We fuse aged traditions with chef creations. Our employees have over 60 years combined experience in crafting the most savory sandwiches. Satisfy your hunger with the 13 ingredients that make up the famous original sandwich. Schlotzsky's, lots better.
All right, it's the start of the second half, and it was a fun first half for if you were an Eagles fan. 35-7 the score as Georgetown elected to defer at the coin toss, and that means they have an opportunity to add on to this 35-7 lead. A pleasant good evening to you. I'm Carl Schoening along with Kelly Duvall. Cole Smith is our producer. David England helping us in every imaginable way, and Terry McConnell on the broadcast angle. Ty Hill will line up the straight-on kick from the right hash mark, and he will try a onside kick that takes an awkward bounce, and it's taken by Petter. Petter's Johnny on the spot and gets down the right side on across the 45 to the 40, and he's out of bounds at around the 36-yard line. And man, that could have gone bad on the onside kick attempt, and Cole Petter there to save the day.
Leander had a shot at it and just missed it. I don't think they knew exactly where the ball was, but they had a shot at it, but Petter comes up.
Eagles will now have great field position as they start off in plus territory.
Some offense getting out there a little bit late on the field.
Out of the pistol. Herman fakes it to Bradford, and actually it is a handoff to Bradford. Bradford tries to turn the corner around his right side of the line and gets to about the 33-yard line. Fake out that even faked me. I think that might have technically been a forward pass from Herman.
Yeah, he shoveled it forward, so even if he drops it, it's an incomplete pass, which is kind of weird, but if it goes forward, it's a pass.
It was a pickup of 4, 2nd and 6. Herman, empty backfield, 5 wide. He's going to elect to keep it on the design quarterback run around left end, gets across midfield, and is stopped just short of the 25, but he does pick up the borrow from Morrow first down.
Nice job of just tucking that ball down, going off the left side of that offensive line and moving the chains. Big Darson out there. That's a load to bring down.
11:10 is where the clock stops to move the chains, and they'll pick back up as the Eagles get new instructions from the sidelines. Herman in the pistol, Edie behind him. McCown is the fullback to the left. Edie just lines up to the left of Herman. Now Bradford goes in motion. Play action here for Herman. He drops back. He has time to throw. Throws to the right side, and just in and, out, and off the hands, incomplete, of Tyler Hawkins, who was about a stride away from a touchdown if he completes that pass.
There seemed to be a little bit of confusion in the backfield back there, and play ultimately wound up being okay, and the line gave Darson plenty of time to throw the ball, but just looked odd at the beginning of that play.
2 men in the backfield. It's Denny to the right of Herman, and Denny will get the handoff. He turns the corner, hurdles the defender at the 20, gets to the 10, 5, end zone touchdown. Put that one on the highlight reels. Nate Denny with the 25-yard touchdown run, and the Eagles add on to their lead 35-7.
Boy, that was, you saw it coming if you are the, unless you were happened to be the defender. and Nate just hurdled right over the top of him, and just an unbelievable play.
Man, put that on SportsCenter Top 10.
As Chris Berman would say, whoop.
And the point after attempt from Carson Salceda is good, and the Georgetown Eagles lead the Leander Lions 42-7. It's always a good time to thank our sponsors, and we'd like to thank Extraco Banks, our fourth quarter sponsor. Let's build some dreams. Grand Endeavor Homes, luxury custom homes in the Austin and San Antonio areas. Don Hewitt Family of Dealerships, Texas True. Our bank, you are more than a customer, you are part of our family. Thank you for banking on us. Oak Ridge Disciple House, there's light at the end of the tunnel. That light can be found through Oak Ridge. Smoothie King at Wolf Ranch, our red zone operator, our red zone sponsor. They're bringing goodness to fuel your greatness. Borrow from Morrow, our family, your future, our focus. Visit borrowfromorrow.com. Schlotzsky's, serving Georgetown since 1997. We haul buns, ideal signs, custom signage for all of your business needs. That was it for now.
All right. Well, that's what the Eagles needed to do, put points on the board on their first drive. It wouldn't surprise me to start seeing some second teamers in on offense if the defense keeps Leander out of the end zone.
Salceda sends this one high and short. It'll be taken by one of the upmen at the 35-yard line, and he almost got away from one defender and then is swallowed up and brought down. Forward progress marked at around the 38. That's where Leander will start their first drive of the second half.
A couple of guys getting a little chippy out there. Coaches separating them, players separating them, so there's no flags thrown. But there's got to be some frustration on that Leander sideline. Early in the first quarter, they had a couple of opportunities and weren't able to cash them in. But now that lead has gone up to 35 points for the Eagles, and Leander's got to be frustrated.
10:42 left to play in the third quarter, and we might have mentioned it, but Leander's season for the playoff hopes ride on a victory tonight, and looks like that's not going to be a case unless it's a monumental comeback. And the first play from scrimmage for Leander's offense is a handoff to Franklin, and he picks up a few yards to the 39-yard line.
Nice job by that defensive front of just shutting that down before it gets going good. And Leander had some success early in the game running the ball right at that line and then bouncing some outside, but nothing there except for a couple of yards.
Franklin to the right of Landry, who's in the shotgun. 2nd and 7. Rolling out to the right is Landry. Throws to the right and just goes off the hands of his intended receiver. It's Haynes who had that one go above his helmet. And, you know, with the pads on, that's a tough catch to make sometimes.
It is, but he'd love to have that one back. 6 foot, what is he, 6'4", 172-pound junior receiver, just had that one go right through his hands.
Big shout out to Jason Dean. I don't know if he printed these out, but he provided us with some very large rosters that make it easy for us to read. Third down here, 3rd and 7. Out of the pistol, it's Landry. And he will hand it off to Franklin, and Franklin is wrapped up and brought down. Making the tackle for the Eagles is Colton Washington, and he forces 4th down, probably saved it from being a 1st down.
We talked about it earlier. Looks like they may try to go for this, and again, they have nothing to lose, but you really do limit the playbook. But Leander hasn't had a whole lot of success in the passing game tonight, so they got to stick to that run.
4th and 2 from the 44-yard line, and it's a handoff to Franklin, and Franklin busts through the trenches and stays on his feet across the 40, the 30. Nobody in front of him. He's going to score across the 10 into the end zone. Touchdown, a 56-yard touchdown run on 4th and 2. And, you know, we see a lot more teams going for it on 4th down. Very rarely is that the result.
Well, and that may very well keep the starters in there because you don't want to take them off the field after they fell asleep, missed a couple of tackles. Running back was able to shed a couple of guys, and you can't have that.
Alexander Franklin III with the 56-yard touchdown. Ty Hill with the point after attempt is through the uprights and good, and Georgetown has their lead cut into 42-14 the score. Leander scores on their first offensive possession of the second half, and you know it's just a back and forth ball game. And I'm sure the Lions, even though that their defense wouldn't enjoy it. Their offense could at least try and take that momentum and build on it. And the Eagles would probably be all right trading touchdowns here in the second half.
Yeah, I don't know that the coaches really
not the defensive side of the
right.
coaches.
the defensive coaches would not be okay exchanging touchdowns there.
Well, that's the situation either way. Is if you like offense, this second half has started off well for you.
It has. And good drive by Leander, good run there on fourth down. Gave him something to be excited about.
Bradford and Denny back deep to receive the ensuing kickoff from Ty Hill, who will line it up at the 40. 9:20 left to play in the third quarter. Hill will take it straight on from the 40. They tried the onside kick earlier, and it looks like they're going to go for it again. This one is going to be recovered by the Lions, and man, that's not what the Eagles wanted, giving up a 4th and 2, 56-yard touchdown, and then the Lions recover an onside kick. Flags come in after this play, and the Lions will indeed have it in their own territory around the 48-yard line is where they look to spot him. Let's see what these flags are about. They look to be after the play.
Result of the play is a recovery on the kicking team. After the play was over, sportsmanlike conduct. Leander, with a 15-yard penalty, it'll be first down, Leander.
So unsportsmanlike conduct will take away some of that onside kick attempt yardage gained when they recovered it around the 48. So it moves all the way back to the Leander 33-yard line. And that Leander offense that was very close to being forced onto the sidelines, but then came up with a 56-yard touchdown run after the 4th and 2 on the last play from scrimmage. Get it back. Egglesey is stretching it to the right side, makes a couple defenders miss across the 40, the 50, down the right sideline. He is pushed out of bounds at around the 45-yard line. They'll just round up to that spot, and the run game is working for the Lions here on the last 2 plays on their offensive drives. They get the first down, and they get in the Eagles' territory.
It is. We saw a little bit of this last week against Anderson. Georgetown got out to a good start, and then Anderson was able to come back. This is not what the coaches want to see out of this Georgetown defense, especially in this second half, is see them start giving up big chunk plays.
It's another handoff and breaking the 30 and getting the first down just short of the red zone is, again, Ray Egglesey, and gets to the 21-yard line before he's brought down by Valencia.
Yeah, and these are still the starters in there. And these are the guys that are missing the tackles.
1st and 10. Landry in the pistol. Egglesey behind him. Moves Haynes in motion. Gives it to Egglesey, who takes it to the right side, and he breaks a tackle and gets across the 15-yard line, picks up about 8 yards on first down. Looks like Emmanuel Obina got the stop.
It's 28 points right now, but if Leander can put this ball in the end zone, 21 is not insurmountable.
8:15 left to play in the third quarter. Still a lot of time left here. And, yeah, football's a game where you can score 7 to 8 points at a time.
Quickly.
Out of the pistol, it's a handoff to Egglesey. And Egglesey trips up as he was trying to take it to the left side and make a few defenders miss. But he does pick up the first down inside the 10. He's marked down at the 7-yard line, so 1st and goal from the 7 coming up for the Lions.
The soccer penalty box that's marked on the field made the tackle on that one. The blue line.
Yeah. 1st and goal from the 7 here for Landry. Egglesey gets the handoff, runs around right end, follows his blocker, and then he is stopped by Emmanuel Obina from going into the end zone at the 3-yard line. If Obina isn't there, that's 6 points for the Lions.
Well, and you know this is 4-down territory for Leander, so they're going to have 2 more shots, or 3 more shots.
Looks like the Eagles will try and pack that box here to make sure that if it's going to be a run, it's not going to be up the middle.
Connor Heffernan, Dave pointed out, Connor Heffernan is on the field on the defense.
It's a jumbo set here for Landry. Play action, rolls out to the right, throws a duck in for the fullback, making the catch and into the end zone. A touchdown for the Lions. And Dyron Dixon, for the first time we're saying the 5'10", 215 middle linebacker's name this evening, gets the touchdown at the moment. And let's see what this flag's about. Ineligible downfield, and that negates the touchdown. 6:50 left to play in the third quarter, and man, the Eagles have the Lions have 6 points taken down, and the Eagles catch a break.
That's a huge break. In pro football, it's 5 yards that the lineman can be downfield, but college and high school is 3. So those guys are trying to get downfield, make something happen. That's a penalty where you got your guys being aggressive, which hurts you, but those aren't near as frustrating as the dead ball penalties and the pre-snap penalties.
And a shame for Dixon, who was a linebacker who caught the touchdown, as that's probably been a play he's been looking forward to all season. 2nd and goal from the 8. 2 men in the backfield with Landry. De La Riva goes in motion. Play action and slipping up, and we'll go ahead and give Dre Langhorne credit for the sack there, as he was being blocked and still somehow was able to swipe at the knees of Landry and brought him to the turf.
I was kind of concerned he may have gotten hurt, but thankfully he didn't. It looked like he landed awkward when he came down.
And now that will bring up 3rd down, 3rd and 14. 3rd and goal from the 14, I should say. And a timeout called by the Lions. That's their first of the half. It's 42-14. The Leander Lions are going to take a break. We'll be back in a moment here on SHN Sports.
Hey y'all, this is Michelle with Schlotzsky's. I've been here since 1997 when we opened our doors right here in Georgetown. As a lifelong resident that is dedicated to this community, I am passionate about our customers here in Georgetown. At Schlotzsky's, we make our buns fresh from scratch. We fuse aged traditions with chef creations. Our employees have over 60 years combined experience in crafting the most savory sandwiches. Satisfy your hunger with the 13 ingredients that make up the famous original sandwich. Schlotzsky's, lots better.
We're back here at Birkelbach Field, and a 6:10 left to play in the third quarter. A timeout called by the Leander Lions.
Yeah, on that last play, Dre Langhorne came in and actually tackled the running back who the quarterback had faked the handoff to, and during that tackle, the quarterback tripped over his legs. Dre's been all over the field tonight.
It'll be a pass here on 3rd and goal from the 14, and then making the catch and dragging a defender into the end zone. Touchdown for the Lions for Caden Wheatley.
I think that was Aaron Bazell out there on the edge, just couldn't bring him to the ground and keep him out of the end zone. So this just got a little more interesting.
So the first touchdown of this drive was taken down on an ineligible man down the field, and the Lions recover from that to add on 6. Ty Hill will try the point after attempt. Puts it through the uprights and good. 6:03 left to play in the third quarter. It's the Eagles doubling up the Lions, as it looks like whistles come in here, and oh man, you hate to see it, but it looks like an injured Eagle on the field.
Dre.
Oh, hopefully Dre will be okay. We're going to go ahead and take a break here on SHN Sports. We'll be back with the ensuing kickoff following the point, and hopefully Dre is okay.
The Oak Ridge Disciple House is a proud supporter of Central Texas high school football. The Oak Ridge Disciple House is a faith-based, nonprofit 501c3 Christian character building ministry helping men 18 and older who are suffering from drug and alcohol addiction. If you or someone you know needs help, there is light at the end of the tunnel. That light can be found through the Oak Ridge Disciple House. For more information, please visit oakridgedisciplehouse.com. Now that's the sound of Eagle football. While the Eagles deliver on the field, Extraco delivers off the field. Whether it's opening up a small business, growing your business, retirement, or something simpler, we'll work with you to make it a reality. Let's build some dreams. To learn more, visit extracobanks.com. Extraco Banks is a member FDIC.
Back here at Birkelbach Field, it looks like Dre Langhorne is okay. Thankfully, it looks like it might have just been a cramp. He was able to come off under his own power. 6:03 left to play in the third quarter, and the Lions have attempted 2 onside kicks. One was successful. The other one was the first onside kick in which the Eagles were able to score easily. So looks like the hands team is out there this time, as the Eagles will not allow the Lions to fool them for a second time. Or a third time, I guess, in this particular case, even though third time's usually the charm. The Eagles won't allow it, I take it.
God, I hate these.
Onside kicks?
Yes.
What do you think of the 4th and 15 that the NFL has tossed around? We'll talk about it in a minute here, as it takes the weird bounce that they were looking for. Bradford jumps up and grabs it and dives onto the turf to secure the football at the 41-yard line. Eagles in their own territory will start there. Now I ask you about the 4th and 15.
I hate them because I'm nervous.
The onside kicks?
Yeah. I don't like them whenever they're being used against my team, is what I'm saying. It's an exciting play, and again, if they go to something like that, it's to protect the players, because there's a lot of big collisions on those onside kicks, but I don't know.
Trips to the right for Herman, who's in the shotgun. 1st and 10 from their own 41-yard line. Eagles trying to answer back with a touchdown of their own. A handoff to Ross. Ross finds a gap across the trenches, lowers his shoulder across midfield, gets to the 45, and is down to the 42-yard line, and Devin Ross enters into the game.
That's your third-team running back, ladies and gentlemen, who has the skill and the talent and ability of a first-teamer on almost any team in this district. And, boy, he just – fresh legs. That's not what the defense wanted.
He picks up the borrow from Morrow first down and gets into Leander territory. I think the Lions want to use their second time out of the half. They will. So the Eagles will have it at the 42-yard line in Leander territory, and 5:40 left to play in the third quarter. They lead at 42-21.
Devin Ross, 6'3", 205-pound running back. So he's a different style running back than Edie and Nate Denny, but man, that kid is a load to bring down. And I think he's a junior, isn't he? Not a senior? Is he? No, Devin Ross, a junior.
He's listed as a junior here on the roster provided by Georgetown.
I've got him listed as a senior on the screen, but that should say junior, so he'll be back next year.
We appreciate you volunteering your time to make those graphics. We'll be all right with a couple errors on whatever it might be. But either way, that's a sharp photo. Is that a Bearded Wonder photo?
That is a Bearded Wonder photo.
Where is he on the sidelines? We gotta give a shout out to the Bearded Wonder.
He's the one with the camera.
Well, there's a fair amount of people with cameras down there, but he has some great shots. I'll have to ask him what camera he's shooting on at some point. Out of the timeout from Leander, the Eagles have the ball at the Lions' 42-yard line, 1st and 10 for Herman. He's going to play action, roll out to the right on the bootleg end. He is under pressure. He is sacked in the backfield before he can make the throw. And it's a good thing he didn't make the throw. I believe he was looking downfield for perhaps, if I'm not mistaken, Jacob Trussell there. And Trussell was well covered. So you take the sack instead of throwing up a potential INT.
Well, he had a couple of guys short. They were frustrated throwing their hands up. He had 2 guys short with nobody around him.
Following the sack, it's 2nd and 16, a handoff to Ross. Actually, it's a keeper for Herman, and Herman goes around right end and picks up some of those yards he loses back to the 42-yard line, and that'll bring up 3rd down for the Eagles.
Well, the failure of the defense to keep Leander out of the end zone on either of their first 2 drives keeps the first-team offense in there. And this is, for Leander, this is a huge 3rd down play right here.
4:37 left to play in the 3rd quarter as the clock moves. Out of the pistol formation, it's Herman with Ross behind him, 2 receivers stacked on either side. A quick throw out to the left side, and it's caught by Fithian. Fithian tried to turn the corner on the left sideline, couldn't quite do it, and only a gain to, I think, the 39-yard line, and the Eagles look like they're going to go for it here, and why not? I mean, this is kind of the pooch kick area that we talked about earlier, but it could also be just opportunity for the Eagles to run their 7-yard play.
Well, they may try to draw Leander off sides.
That worked earlier, too. And I believe this is usually their pooch punt play. No, Herman will drop back for a pass. Scans to his right, throws to his right. Looking down the field, and it's hit in the air, and unable to come down with it is Brandon Bradford. He almost caught it off of the bounce, incomplete. Clock stops at 3:46. Turnover on downs. The Lions will take over at their own 39-yard line.
Well, it's time for the defense to step up. They have been sloppy on the first 2 drives by Leander. They got to wrap these guys up and put them on the ground, get back in that backfield and start causing some pressure again.
The Lions had 7 points going into the locker rooms. They've scored on their 2 drives here in the 3rd quarter. They're looking to make it 3 for 3 as they start at their own 39-yard line. 1st and 10 for Landry. Here's Franklin to his left. Haynes is the fullback who goes in motion. Handoff to Franklin. Goes around right end and gets across the 45 before he is brought down on the play. The tackle made by Valencia. Pick up about 9 yards, though. Call it 8, and it'll be 2nd and 2.
Typically, when the lead's 42-7, you start getting away from the run game, but Leander has had some success, some big chunk plays that have wound up being the same distance as some pass plays.
The handoff to Franklin, and he is dropped on the play by Hector Montoya, but he is really close to the 1st down. They will move the chains at the midfield line, and they bark it back to the 49-yard line. So 1st and 10 for the Lions. They're still in their own territory, a yard away from getting out of it.
It's time for a little meeting here and get this defense to step up and shut this down. I may even consider a timeout.
Landry will drop back, throws to the right, and it is incomplete. Intended receiver on the play is Wheatley, and that brings up 2nd down.
Much needed incompletion there. This Eagle defense, they're going to start getting tired if they don't get off this field a little quicker.
1st and 10 for the Eagles for the Lions from the 49-yard line. A handoff and running up the gut and still fighting through before he's brought down by Valencia at the Eagles' 45-yard line is Franklin. And 3rd down coming up here for Leander. And, you know, we've seen that they're not afraid to go for it on 4th down.
Oh, they're absolutely going to go for it on 4th down. This is 4-down territory here. We're 2:24, 2:23 left in the 3rd quarter.
Out of the pistol, it's Landry. He'll hand it off to Egglesey. Egglesey goes around his right end, gets the first down as he crosses the 40, and that moves the chains for Leander, stopping the clock at 2:13 in the third.
They're just grinding it right at this Georgetown defense and having a great deal of success doing it, so why stop now?
Clock picks back up, 2:02 left in the third quarter. Two men in the backfield with Landry. He has Egglesey to his left, Franklin to his right. It's a zone read, keeping it in the play action. The toss out to the receiver on the right side is completed, and a first down picked up by the Lions. Grabbing that one is Gordon. First time we're saying his name tonight.
They ran that exact same play in the first half, and the quarterback overthrew the receiver on that play, and this time they were able to connect and get the first down.
1st and 10 from the 26-yard line, a handoff to Egglesey. Egglesey navigates a lane and gets across the 20 and picks up the first down at the 14-yard line before he's brought down, and that moves the chains again for the Lions. And the Eagles have had trouble with this run game here in the third quarter.
Yeah, I don't know what Leander's doing different other than making their blocks, because the plays look like the same plays they were running earlier. They're just having a lot more success moving those blue jerseys off the line.
It's another handoff to Egglesey, and he kind of stumbles his way to the 10-yard line, picks up 4 yards on first down.
Missed tackles again. It's happened all 3 drives that Leander's had this football in the second half.
They have a sophomore in there to kind of play blocker / running back, Peyton Gordon, 6 foot, 195, also plays outside linebacker, but he looks bigger than that 195 he's listed at. 2nd and 6, ball at the 10-yard line. It'll be a pass out to the right side. Flags come in as this one is just dropped by Bazell. And let's see what these flags are about. That came in at the start of the play, usually indicates offsides.
Yep.
So that moves the ball forward 5 yards, but I don't believe that's enough for the first down. It'll make it 2nd and 1, I believe, on that free play.
Langhorne trying to anticipate that snap again and was just a little bit early. Threw his hands up in the air, saying, I wasn't early.
So 2nd and 1 from the 6, and it's a handoff to Franklin. He's hitting the backfield, but I think he's able to duck forward back to the line of scrimmage and give Dre Langhorne credit for the tackle. It's close to the first down, but yeah, no gain on the play, and 3rd and 1 here for the Lions.
They got to figure out this running game fast.
25 seconds left on the game clock, 19 seconds left on the play clock, so the Lions will have to get off one more play here in the third quarter. Landry gets to the front of the line under center, and it'll be a quarterback sneak. He picks up the first down inside the 5, and he's officially marked down at about the 3-yard line. That will probably be the final play of the third quarter. We head into the fourth quarter, the Extraco Banks fourth quarter. It's the Leander Lions trailing the Georgetown Eagles 42-21.
Boy, it has been a dominant performance by Leander in this second half, just 2 entirely different football games.
Yeah, Georgetown, it was 35-7 at the half, and then it was Leander winning that third quarter 14-7.
And we got an interesting football game right now, and Coach Pat is probably about to have a heart attack.
And Coach Pat definitely giving a good conversation to his defense right here, as it'll be 1st and goal from the 3. And if there was ever a time for his defense to force a turnover this evening, it would be right around now.
Yeah, if Leander puts the ball in the end zone right now, it's a 2-score ball game with the entire fourth quarter left, and Georgetown having that success on their first drive in the second half, but really doing nothing else after that. Fans stomping their feet.
Eagles will need some of that energy from the fans as we start the Extraco Banks fourth quarter. The first play is a 1st and goal from the 3-yard line and a designed quarterback sneak for Landry, and they might have got half a yard after he got the push. Brings up 2nd and goal from the 2.5.
Boy, we talked about how complete that first half was for the Eagles, but this second half looked like an entirely different football team.
Jumbo set in the backfield for Landry, who's under center. And Landry's going to try it again. This time he gets the push into the end zone for the Lions touchdown.
It's a ball game, ladies and gentlemen, and the Eagles have let them come right back into this football game.
42-27 before the point after attempt. Ty Hill will come out and try to kick this one through for the opportunity to keep their scoring on schedule.
Well, we said Leander had nothing to lose, and they don't. Well, they're throwing all the stops at this Georgetown team in the second half and being really successful.
Point after attempt is good for Ty Hill. We'll take a break here in the Extraco Banks fourth quarter. The Lions didn't take much time at all. 11:24 left to play in the fourth. Eagles lead it 42-28.
The Oak Ridge Disciple House is a proud supporter of Central Texas high school football. The Oak Ridge Disciple House is a faith-based, nonprofit 501c3 Christian character building ministry helping men 18 and older who are suffering from drug and alcohol addiction. If you or someone you know needs help, there is light at the end of the tunnel. That light can be found through the Oak Ridge Disciple House. For more information, please visit oakridgedisciplehouse.com.
Hey y'all, this is Michelle with Schlotzky's. I've been here since 1997 when we opened our doors right here in Georgetown. As a lifelong resident that is dedicated to this community, I am passionate about our customers here in Georgetown. At Schlotzky's, we make our buns fresh from scratch. We fused aged traditions with chef creations. Our employees have over 60 years combined experience in crafting the most savory sandwiches. Satisfy your hunger with the 13 ingredients that make up the famous original sandwich.
Now that's the sound of Eagle football. While the Eagles deliver on the field, Extraco delivers off the field. Whether it's opening up a small business, growing your business, retirement, or something simpler, we'll work with you to make it a reality. Let's build some dreams. To learn more, visit extracobanks.com. Extraco Banks is a member FDIC.
The ensuing kickoff from Ty Hill, another onside kick. This time it is down pretty quickly, just short of midfield by the Eagles' Brandon Bradford. Man, they are trying that onside kick, and the Eagles need to capitalize on the good field position.
They do, and they're just going to have to punch this ball right at Leander. Leander knows they're going to run the football, and you just got to beat your man. Everybody's got to take care of their assignments, push this ball back down the field, and get control of this football game back.
11:22 left to play in the Extraco Banks fourth quarter. The Eagles offense comes out for the first time in the fourth, and they want to try and create more of a separation between them and the Leander Lions, who have been on a surge since the start of the second half. It's a handoff to Nate Denny. Denny finds space on the left side, follows his block across the 40, the 35, the 25, the 20, the 10, into the end zone. Touchdown, Nate Denny.
Well, that'll fix what ails you.
A 53-yard touchdown run by Nate Denny, and the Georgetown Eagles go ahead and make a wish. It's 11-11, only a few seconds come off the clock. The first play from scrimmage. I think Nate Denny's done that a couple times this evening. That's his second 50-plus yard touchdown run this evening. And the point after by Carson Salceda is through the uprights and good. The Eagles tack on their lead 49-28, and you can hear a collective sigh of relief from the fans.
Well, you like the points on the board, but your defense sure didn't get much of a rest.
That's true.
So I don't think that's a situation where you tell Nate Denny to fall down on the ground, take the points, but the flip side of it is your defense, which is getting tired, now has to come right back on the field. But
conversely, Leander's offense is probably getting just as tired. They got the same amount of rest.
Well, but they're rotating in and out more running backs and receivers than Georgetown is able to run out defensive backs.
Back deep to receive the ensuing kickoff from Carson Salceda is Kason Laywell and Caden Wheatley. The Eagles special team still huddled up on the sidelines. 11-11 left to play in the Extraco Banks fourth quarter. 49-28. Eagles now ready to trot out onto the field. Salceda puts it in the middle of the hash marks.
I sure do like watching these guys run this football. My goodness.
Number 37, Carson.
And I think the Eagles will take their first time out of the first half here. Maybe they want to kick an onside kick. It wouldn't make sense, I know. I'm just throwing it out there, as you don't really often see a timeout on a kickoff, but that's the situation at the moment.
Yeah, as long as they stayed huddled up, you start to think they had something planned. And then when they go out on the field, they wind up calling a timeout because they may have had 12 guys out there.
That could have been the situation, as whatever reason, you rarely see a timeout called by the Georgetown Eagles. It gives us an opportunity to talk about our sponsors. Extraco Banks, this fourth quarter sponsor. Let's build some dreams. Grand Endeavor Homes, luxury custom homes in the Austin and San Antonio areas. Don Hewlett family of dealerships, Texas True. Our bank, you are more than a customer, you are part of our family. Thank you for banking on us. Oak Ridge Disciple House, there's light at the end of the tunnel. That light can be found through Oak Ridge. Smoothie King at Wolf Ranch, blending goodness to fuel your greatness. They are our red zone sponsor, but the Eagles have done a lot of scoring outside of the red zone this game, so we haven't had too much of a chance to talk about them. Borrow from Morrow, our first down sponsor. Our family, your future, our focus. Visit borrowfrommorrow.com. Schlotzsky's, serving Georgetown since 1997. We haul buns. And Ideal Signs, custom signage for all of your business needs. Following the timeout, after whatever the situation was, the Georgetown Eagles will have Carson Salceda take a very short charge. Sends this one pretty far, though. He has quite the leg on him. Backpedaling was one of the up men. They're going to throw a pass over to the left side on the lateral. It's Wheatley who is brought down after getting across the 30. And good on the Eagles for not missing on that one. Making the tackle was A.J. Bradshaw. And, you know, you've seen plays like that where all of the defense is on the right side. They throw it to the opposite side. They take off for a touchdown. So Georgetown heads up on that play.
For you youngsters watching who may be playing Pop Warner in middle school, that's why you stay in your lane on a kickoff.
1st and 10 for the Lions. 11:02 left to play in the Extraco Banks fourth quarter. Two receivers on the right side, a single receiver on the left. 2 men in the backfield for Landry, who will keep. It'll be a keeper to the left side, and I beg your pardon, that is not Landry. That is Aiden Peratt, who gets to the 35-yard line. Call it the 36, picks up 3 yards on first down, and a timeout on the field for an injured Leander Lyon. And it was Peratt who just got the run, and we're going to take a break here as he will be tended to.
At our bank, we believe in doing the right things for the right reasons. For our families, our communities, our future, just like you do. We believe the right thing is more than just a handshake or a promise. It's a relationship guided by honesty and integrity. How can our bank help you?
Thank you for calling our bank. This is Jenny. How can I help you?
Member FDIC. Equal housing.
Member FDIC.
Hey, it's Chip from Hewlett Volkswagen. It's that time.
Member FDIC, if we didn't get it finished on the R Bank, and here we are with 2nd and 7 here for the Leander Lions following the injury timeout. Hopefully Peret's okay, and Landry will have the draw play as he runs out to the right side, but he doesn't outrun Hunter Springer, who lassos him down to the turf for a loss to the 33-yard line.
Nice job of Hunter coming from that backside pressure, getting in there and keeping that from going anywhere. I think there was some confusion between the quarterback and the handoff, the exchange there. It looked like it took a little longer than they were hoping it was going to take, but good pursuit from the backside.
3rd and long here. Clock keeps moving. 10 minutes left to play in the 4th quarter. It's a handoff to Franklin. Franklin lowers his shoulder and gets across the 35, but he is well short of the yard to gain. And, you know, when you run on 3rd and long like that, it probably means 4-down territory. We've seen that even in their own side of the field, Leander Lions are not afraid of going for it on 4th down.
Noah Maylo's helmet came off, so he's got to come off the field for one play.
Clock still moving at 9:40 left to play in the Extraco Banks 4th quarter.
We interviewed the Obina brothers before the game. We need one of them to make a play right now.
Landry in the shotgun. He has Franklin to his left. Hines goes in motion. Play action, a throw across the middle. That one was broken up by Valencia, then goes off of the pads of Wheatley, and that's a turnover on downs for the Eagles after the incomplete pass, and the Eagles will get it in the Lions territory at the 37, call it the 38-yard line.
Big stop for the Eagle defense right there. Much, much needed. Stop that bleeding, get that focus back, and then let's get this game gone, get that clock run down and move on. But we got 9:22 left to get off this clock.
Eagles look like they're going to run it 1st and 10. A jumbo set in the backfield for Herman, who hands it off to Nate Denny. Denny goes behind his right guard, is able to evade a couple tackles, gets across the 30, the 25-20, and he's pushed out of bounds inside the 20. The Eagles pick up the borrow for Morrow 1st down, and they're in the Smoothie King red zone.
He got down to the 8. I thought he was out of bounds or just inside the 20, but he stayed in bounds. He got down to the 8-yard line.
I missed him. I thought I saw him step out of bounds, but he must have tight-roped that so well that he gets into the 8, and it's a 1st and goal for the Eagles from the 8-yard line. Nate Denny just does some amazing things with his feet.
I think Leander thought he was going out of bounds too.
Devin Ross is in the backfield. It's Herman in the shotgun. The give to Ross. Ross turns the corner at the numbers and gets to the 5, picks up 3 on 1st down.
That's how you got to tackle Devin Ross. You wrap him up and sling him to the ground. Good tackle out there, but for not much, if any, gain. Just a couple of yards, I think. The Smoothie King red zone.
Eagles are all good, letting some clock burn off of the play clock. Out of the pistol, it's Herman in the shotgun with a keeper for Herman. Takes it around left end. He is wrapped up and brought down. Saving the touchdown is for the Leander Lions, the tackle made by Dixon.
He got belted pretty good. That's a big old kid.
Dixon listed at 215. I wouldn't be surprised if he's about 15 pounds heavier than his listed weight.
Could be. He's a big kid.
8:10 left to play in the Extraco Banks 4th quarter. Herman, and actually it's a direct snap to Nate Denny, and Denny gets into the end zone for the Eagle touchdown.
There you go.
We've seen that direct snap a few times.
We have, and they know it's coming. It's just nothing you can do about it hardly. And that's the offensive line moving people like they need to move people. That was a good job.
8 minutes straight up to play in the 4th quarter. 55-28 before the point after attempt by Salceda. Salceda sends that one through the uprights end. Good. And the Eagles tack on another point. 56-28. On homecoming, the Eagles looking to cruise to a win with 8 minutes left to play. The Leander Lions will need a few miracles to come back in this one, although they did give the Eagles a good scare here to start the 4th quarter.
And me.
you know, that's
started to get nervous.
I think when Nate Denny had that 53-yard touchdown run, everybody's like, okay, they got it in hand now. As Nate Denny tacks on his 3rd touchdown of the evening, going for that hat trick.
Well, and now that they got a stop on the previous drive for Leander, and now they're back up by 3 scores. So now Leander's going to have to throw the football because 8 minutes is not enough time to just take even some longer runs. Clock's going to keep running. So I would suspect Leander's going to have to start throwing the ball a little bit more than they have had to previously. I mean, they put 3 touchdowns on the board with primarily a rushing game, but they've got 8 minutes to try to make up 3 scores.
Newman back to receive. It's Joseph Chiletto as well as Ethan Ortiz who will take this ensuing kickoff from Carson Salceda. Salceda will send this one high and short, caught by one of the upmen at the 22-yard line, down the right sideline, and then being lassoed down, a wrestle-style tackle made by A.J. Bradshaw, and man, forward progress will be marked about 8 yards further than where he eventually hit the turf.
A.J. looked like a steer wrestler just then. Like he came off a horse and grabbed that little bull by the horns and turned him over. I don't think A.J. wears a cowboy hat, but that looked like a cowboy wrestling a steer to the ground. That was cool.
7:54 left to play in the Extraco Banks 4th quarter, and the Leander Lions start off at their own 28-yard line. Leander in the shotgun. Franklin to his left. Haynes goes in motion. It's a handoff to Franklin, who goes around his right end, and he is wrapped up and brought down. Making the tackle is Daniel Obina.
Nice job by Daniel wrapping him up and putting him to the ground.
Daniel Obina, only a sophomore, has been playing very well this year in his first year at Georgetown after transferring from Stony Point.
They've done a good job of keeping him contained because we're usually calling Daniel's name or Emmanuel's name, and we haven't called their names much tonight.
2nd and 8 after a pickup of 2. Landry in the pistol. He has Egglesey behind him. He hands it off to Egglesey, and he is stood up at the line of scrimmage and then pushed back by an entire group of Lions. Making the first contact, if I'm not mistaken, was Bryson Hanks.
I was watching Daniel on that play, and he got double teamed. He even had a 3rd guy chip him on the way out, but that may be why we haven't. When he's tying up those guys, that should free up a linebacker or somebody to be able to make a play, though.
I interviewed him at the Georgetown Eagles Coaches Show. You can catch it every Wednesday at George's on the Town, and he says that's one of the tougher parts about playing nose guard is that you seem to get double-teamed every play. Big 3rd down here for the Eagles defense. It'll be a play action for Landry. He has time to throw. Throws it across the middle. It's incomplete. Intended on the play. I think it'll be a roughing the passer. Intended for the receiver who was targeted for the first time tonight, Jake Webster, the junior.
I think that's actually going to be on number 76 from Leander.
Let's see what we have here.
Huh.
Yeah, you know, I was watching out of the corner of my binoculars there, and I noticed he got hit after the throw was fairly out of his hands, but that's one of the harder plays to call sometimes. In that particular case, it keeps this drive alive for the Leander Lions. They don't have to worry about going for it on 4th down. Instead, they inch closer to midfield. They're at the 47-yard line, still in their own territory. Trips left, single receiver to the right, new set of downs for Leander. Dropping back is Landry, throws it out to Egglesey, and Egglesey is wrapped up and brought down by Aiden Valencia before getting back to the line of scrimmage. They do give him back to the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play thanks to Valencia.
Nice job of Aiden making that play, but you also saw the defensive lineman recognize really quickly that they were released, which says there's a screen coming, and they immediately turned and started running out towards the running back on that screen play. So they had it wrapped up pretty good.
6:06 left to play in the Extraco Banks 4th quarter. Trips to the right, a single receiver to the left. Landry in the shotgun. He'll drop back. Another screen out to the left side, caught by Egglesey. Egglesey gets across midfield, the 45-40, tight ropes down the left sideline, the 30, the 20, the 10. He's going to high step into the end zone. Touchdown, Leander.
Almost the exact same play, except they didn't freely release the defensive lineman on that one, but the screen worked.
And 53-yard touchdown goes in favor of Leander this time, so The Lions tack on 6 points. Ty Hill will try the point after attempt with 5:48 left to play in the Extraco Banks fourth quarter. That kick is through the uprights and good, and 56-35, your new score. The Eagles still comfortably ahead, but the Lions score quickly following the penalty.
Well, and you've given up, your defense has given up 28 points in the second half. The offense has hung 56 on the board. This is an issue with the defense not playing a complete game. And, you know, when you start talking about playoffs, you got to fix that.
Well, we would like to give a shout out to our friends from the Community Spotlight, the program that features our young people in positive ways. We would like you to know that Community Spotlight is sponsored by the following people and businesses. Sierra Microwave Technology, LLC. Sierra Microwave Technology, based in Georgetown, Texas, designs and manufactures microwave components for space, military, scientific, and commercial customers. Troy and Mary are big supporters of the Community Spotlight and our Georgetown youth. City of Georgetown Utilities, dedicated service from the City of Georgetown community-owned utilities, working for you and our community of Georgetown. Community-owned utilities is involved and financially supports the youth of our schools. First Texas Bank. First Texas State Bank has roots. Go by and ask for Barry Hagg. He looks forward to being of service to you. The Locker, kids helping kids. Regner Realty, Mr. Dale Hoffman, a local realtor serving your community. Barbecue Pit, picky people pick the pit for barbecue. And David Collision Repair. Larry David has his staff and has been in business since 1978. And it looks like a squib kick this time down by the Eagles at the 26-yard line. We just like to go ahead and finish up the Community Spotlight here. David Collision is Georgetown's preferred collision repair shop. And Rhonda and Bill Farney. Last but not least, we want a big thank you to Dale Hoffman, Troy Rodriguez, Dr. Bill Farney, Dr. Ted Coy, Jim Briggs, Stan Malden, Curtis Hoffman, and the other many volunteers that make Community Spotlight possible every week. Now, back to live action here. The Georgetown Eagles only see a second come off of the clock here in the fourth quarter. Jumbo set in the backfield for Herman, who hands it off to Nate Denny. Denny gets across midfield, gets across the 30, stiff arms a defender at the 35, and gets to the 37-yard line, picks up the borrow from Morrow first down to move those chains.
Nice job of Nate staying in bounds and keeping that clock running, but I think Leander took one of their timeouts. Nope, they did not. 5:37 left. If they can get a stop, very soon they're going to have to start thinking about burning those. They've only got one timeout left.
Clock picks back up at 5:30 left to play in the fourth, and the Eagles taking their time here. 15 seconds left on the play clock. It's Court Sparkman in the shotgun. He'll hand it off to Devin Ross. Ross hesitates as he goes around the left side, stiff arms the defender across the 40, and the clock keeps moving at the 42-yard line after the tackle is made by Chancellor Moody. Pick up of 5 yards for Devin Ross. And Court Sparkman, who we know can pass and run, the backup quarterback getting his first snap of the evening. Would like to see him maybe get a pass.
Just let that clock run.
You know he can sling it, though. That's why we want to see some of those deep passes, but I imagine it's going to be another handoff here to Ross. It's actually a play. It's keeper for Court, and then he loses the ball. The ball on the turf is recovered by Owen Afflito, the senior cornerback, and the Lions will get possession at around the 35-yard line. A little extracurricular afterwards. Flags come in, and the Eagles have to push back one of their own away from a heated situation. 4:26 left to play in the fourth quarter. The Lions looking to narrow this deficit, and this flag might help move them a little bit closer to the red zone.
Josh Palmer took exception to giving Court Sparkman the business while he was on the ground and went over and defended his quarterback, but it's probably going to cost him 15. They got to sort out who this was on, because there were some pushing and shoving and both sides.
Yeah, there's a huge powwow going on at the 35-yard line with all of the officials.
Looks like a prison yard with all the stripes out there.
I have been wondering why they go with that look. I guess the zebra look is not something that you really see from any other team. Let's see if they got this sorted out.
Fouls by both teams after play. Unsportsmanlike conduct, number 32, Leander. Unsportsmanlike conduct, number 50, Georgetown. Unsportsmanlike conduct on the sideline for Georgetown. Those are each of those players first of the game. Results of the play is a fumble recovered by Leander. First down, Leander.
So, if I heard that right, there were 2 unsportsmanlikes on the Eagles and only 1 on Leander.
Right, they called one on Connor Heffernan and then one on the sideline.
So I take it they don't offset, and this will move the football a little bit closer to the red zone, but it doesn't look like that's going to be the case.
No, they'll offset.
Even though there were 2 on the Eagles? Okay, well,
yes.
We'll go with it. So 4:26 left to play in the Extraco Banks fourth quarter. It's 1st and 10 for the Lions. They have it at the Eagles' 34-yard line. A quick screen out to the left side, and then another pass on a double pass play to the left sideline. It's caught inside the 5 by Haynes, and he is down at the 1-yard line as he stumbled just short of the goal line. And the Lions trying to pull out the stops and pull off a miracle here as they trail 56-35. And the clock's still moving here as the chain gang got down there quickly. It'll be 1st and goal from the 1.
As soon as the quarterback turned and threw that lateral out there to the left side, Aaron Bazell bit, and that was just enough for the receiver to be wide open.
Landry will go under center. Jumbo set behind him. Haynes goes in motion right to left. And it's a design quarterback keeper to try and pick up the 1 yard, and I don't think he got it. The officials taking their time clearing up the pile, but I think that this will be 2nd and goal from the 1. As Aiden Valencia gives the sideline a quick no good on that. And the officials will agree with him and place the ball at the 1.
They're going to do the exact same thing.
As precious seconds tick off. 1 timeout left for the Lions and 2 timeouts left for the Eagles, and another Landry keeper, and he did not get in again as the Eagle defensive line holds their ground and creates a wall from the end zone.
Those big boys up front getting low, pushing that line back a little bit and keeping the quarterback from being able to get to that goal line.
They'll try it again. Landry under center. Jumbo set behind him. 3rd and goal from the 1. And it's a handoff this time to Franklin, and Franklin finds a lane into the end zone for the Lions touchdown.
Exact same formation as the previous 2 plays, but handed it off and went off that right tackle. Walked in untouched.
There's an injured Eagle in the end zone, and hopefully he is okay. We'll take a break here before the point after attempt. 2:38 left to play in the Extraco Banks fourth quarter. The Eagles lead at 56-41 before the point after. We'll be back in a moment on SHN Sports.
George's on the Town, a social grill, is a proud supporter of GISD Athletics. Located just off of South I-35 in Rivery, George's on the Town offers an upbeat, casual dining experience that's fun for everyone. From rehearsal dinners and work events to happy hour and Sunday brunch, there's always something to do at George's on the Town. Be sure to check out live music on their pet-friendly patio every Thursday at 7, and of course the Eagle Nation Coaches Show on Wednesdays at 6 p.m. We can't wait to see you.
action here as the injured Eagle is helped off, and hopefully he is okay. That is big old number 57, who is not on our Georgetown roster, but hopefully that young man will be able to bounce back. Ty Hill will kick the ensuing point after attempt. The hold will come from Perrott. That kick is through the uprights and good. It's 56-41, 2:38 left to play in the Extraco Banks fourth quarter. We'll keep it right here. Carl Schoening along with Kelly Duvall. And, you know, Kelly, obviously Leander was coming into this game a desperate team, and if they play like they played in the second half and the first half, they probably come away with this victory. But it's been a 35-point second half for Leander, but luckily Georgetown built that first half lead.
Well, and you got to give the Lions a lot of credit for hanging in there and coming out fighting in the second half, but Georgetown on defense has not looked anything like they looked in the first half. And, you know, we talked about keeping your foot on that accelerator pedal. That's applicable for the defense, too. That defense has to keep getting after them and keep that grit and that determination. Even whenever you're up as big as Georgetown was up at the half, they come out, score on their first drive, go up 42-7, and then you let Leander get back into this football game. And, you know, you hang 56 points up, you would think you're walking out of here with a blowout, and it should be, but it's not. And again, credit to Leander for staying in this fight.
Lachlan is back deep to receive. Everybody else is ready for an onside kick. Leander has pretty much exclusively tried the onside kick here in the second half.
Yes, they have.
Ty Hill
we should
will
be
kick
pretty
it
good.
away.
We should be pretty good at this now.
It's good to get that real-life
be.
experience.
Yeah.
Probably don't do this that many times in practice.
On-the-job training.
Fair catch called for, and then still getting hit.
Yeah,
that was Ryan Eady.
He threw that fair catch sign up, and I guess they didn't throw a flag because they didn't take him to the ground, but good job of Ryan of recognizing the need for that fair catch.
I guess, yeah. Well, the Eagles will get it at their own 49-yard line with 2:37 left to play, and, you know, popular play here has been handed off to Nate Denny as Darson Herman trots back out on the field. Jumbo set in the backfield with Herman, who's in the shotgun. Ross to his left, Edie to his right, Denny behind him. Hand off to Nate Denny. Denny tries to take it to the left side, gets across midfield, the 45-40, and stiff arms the defender at the 45, the 35, down the left sideline, the 15-10, end zone touchdown. 4 touchdowns on the evening for Nate Denny. This one a 51-yarder.
He broke 3 tackles out there on the edge. Some poor tackling by Leander, but Nate's just hard to tackle, man. That is just crazy. That young man's going to be tired.
I think he would be happy to get another opportunity for a 50-plus touchdown. That's his third 50-plus yard touchdown of the evening. Carson Salceda kicks the extra point attempt, and get another look at the touchdown. And, man, he just knows how to stay on his feet and fight through contact. His wrestling background is there, and hopefully the Ivy League has sports next year, because that young man's going to be fun to watch wherever he plays next.
Yeah, he is a Yale commit, and I think part of that is he is from Bend, Oregon. And there aren't a lot of people that normally go to places like Bend, Oregon to recruit football players. But Nate is a Yale commit, and you could see on his recruiting stuff, he's got offers from Ivy League schools and all the big boys academically, because this kid's not only talented on the football field, he's talented in the classroom as well. So
STEM, as he called it, is why he was interested in going to Ivy League. And I don't even know what STEM stands for. Something about science, technology, mathematics, engineering. I don't know. I'm making up letters that start with that are way smarter than me that I wouldn't be able to handle.
Yeah, I have no clue.
I don't know either.
Stems on top of the pumpkin that's at my house for the fall.
It's something about physics.
The decorations. That's all I know. I was not recruited by an Ivy League school. I went to the Harvard on the Natchez, Lamar University, baby. Woo! LU.
2:24 left to play in the Extraco Banks fourth quarter. Carson Salcedo will take a short charge and still puts power behind this as it's taken by one of the upmen at the 17-yard line and then pushed out of bounds just shy of the 40 is Wheatley, who has a little something to say after he was pushed out of bounds, and he's asking for a late hit. He's not going to get it. 30-yard line is where Leander will start this drive with 2:21 left to play in the Extraco Banks fourth quarter. You know, Leander has been trying to score themselves, but it's 63-42. I get the feeling that even if they add on one more, this one won't last much longer than this offensive drive by Leander.
Oh, man. You know, we started off the game so well, offensively, defensively. Gave up a little bit in the first quarter to Leander on defense, but then the defense tightened the belt and really did well. But this second half has been a nightmare for the defense.
Landry pitches the ball over to the left side, and it's caught by, I believe that was caught by De La Riva, and I thought
How did they not call him down?
That's what I was wondering, but either way, they gave him the opportunity to get back up and get to the 35-yard line, called a gain of 5 on first down. Clock still moving, though, under 2 minutes to play in the fourth. Two receivers on both sides for Landry in the shotgun. Play action as he drops back, rolls out to the right, looking for a play as he's under pressure, throws it down the right sideline, and nobody really had a chance to make that catch, and that brings up third down.
I don't think his receivers knew until the last minute that he was scrambling out there because nobody came back to help him out. Good job by the secondary covering those routes up because there was no place to go with the football.
Clock stops at 1:45 left to play in the fourth quarter. 3rd and 5 from the 35. Leander in their own territory trying to extend this drive. De La Riva goes in motion. Rolling out to the right is Landry. He throws on the run. It's a pass completed to Wheatley. Wheatley tries to make a couple defenders miss. He has the first down to the 45-yard line. And they'll give him another yard to the 46. And the clock stops at 1:35 to move the chains. And there's an injured Eagle on the field. That'll stop the clock. That's Aiden Valencia. Hopefully he is okay.
I think he needs to eat a banana or drink some pickle juice because it looks like he's got a cramp going.
Yeah, hopefully that's all it is. And we'll go ahead and take a break here on SHN Sports while they tend to him.
You're ready for the future?
And the future is full of possibilities.
Because your dream home
is right around the corner.
If you're ready for the next step,
or 2,
or 3,
we can help. At our bank, we're ready to help you open doors to your future.
Our mortgage team is here and ready to begin your next step.
Doing the right things for the right reasons.
Welcome to our bank.
You belong here.
Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Many of us yearn for the glory of the field. To quarterback our team to victory. To catch the game-winning touchdown. But sadly, playing football is hard.
Back to live action here after Valencia comes off of the field. 1:25 left to play in the Extraco Banks fourth quarter. It's a handoff to Franklin, who gets across midfield, stays on his feet to the 45, and is pushed out of bounds at the 43-yard line. That moves the chains for a first down and stops the clocks at 1:17 left to play in the fourth quarter. And Leander, you have to give them all the credit in the world for the fight they've shown here in the second half.
Well, and that kid has run the football well all night. He's a tough runner, good athlete.
Egglesey is in the backfield now after Franklin picks up the first down. Landry rolls out to the right, and then he throws it back over to the left side, and I don't think there was a coordination between the two men over there who's going to catch the balls. Egglesey and Webster both went after the pass. One of them was meant to block, the other one was meant to catch it. They both went after it, and one of the pad the stat yardage, and neither of them get it.
And he threw the ball at the perforation
right between them. That's true.
Separated those two guys. So I don't think either one of them knew who was supposed to catch that ball.
Minute 12 left to play in the fourth quarter is where the clock stops after that incompletion. Leander in the shotgun. He'll drop back. Scans to his left. He has time to throw. Rolls out of the pocket. He's under pressure. And Bryson Hanks will take him down for a tackle for a loss.
Nice job. Nice job of coming in there. And, boy, he came up there fast once he recognized that the quarterback was leaving the pocket.
And that will bring up 3rd and long as the Eagles move the Lions back into their own territory at 49-yard line. The yard to gain is the Eagle 33. Landry will drop back for a pass. A screen play set up to the left side. Eggleston will not get to go anywhere after he is brought down again by Bryson Hanks, and that will maybe be the final play of the football game. The opportunity to end it here by Leander, just letting the game clock expire, play clock turned off, and no real point in going for it on 4th down unless they want to give Nate Denny another opportunity to score. I don't think the Eagles would do that.
They're just going to let it run out.
Yep, that will do it for the game as the Leander Lions fall to 2-6. The Georgetown Eagles improve to 6-1. And, man, it's a fun one, and the Eagles win homecoming on the high-scoring plays of both teams. So many explosive plays for scores out here, Kelly, that Georgetown really just kind of had a little bit of a scare from the Lions, but they built up such a lead that they really were comfortably ahead most of the game.
It'll be very interesting to see how many yards Nate Denny wound up with after this game. And you know, we said he's a Yale commit. There's got to be some – there's probably going to be some other colleges start looking at this kid now because, like I said earlier, you don't typically go to Bend, Oregon to look for D1 football players. And not saying there aren't any out there, but – he's in Central Texas now. He may start getting some looks from some D1 schools, from some of the big boys in the big conferences.
Well, we'll have to see what happens as the Eagles had plenty of scoring from Nate Denny and company as Georgetown wins it 63-42. Any final thoughts before we sign off, Kelly?
We talked about it earlier. It was a really complete first half, but you got to put 4 quarters together. This goes a long way to getting Georgetown into the playoffs, but in the playoffs, it's an entirely different game, and everybody's pretty decent in the playoffs, especially if you get past the first round, and you got to fix this. And I think the coaches are going to really emphasize playing a complete game because it looked like it was going to be one, but then it wasn't.
Well, we'll be sure to talk with Coach Chuck Griffin about it on Wednesday at 6 o'clock. Georgia's on the town. You should join us just south of the San Gabriel River on South I-35, and it's next to the Walmart if you need any more instructions. Just Google it. Georgia's on the town. 6 o'clock, we'll talk with Coach about what a great season it's been. We get another look at Nate Denny runs as we take it into our closing. For Cole Smith, our producer, for David England, our do-it-all helper behind the scenes, for Tara McConnell, who was out on the film deck recording this game for us, for the Georgetown scoreboard crew that also was involved in our multiple camera angle broadcast, and for Kelly Duvall, I've been Carl Schoening. Once again, the Eagles win it 63-42. Good night, everybody.
Good night, folks.